Oh, yeah, so the.
Oh, because I marked the date wrong.
Yes, sorry.
That's
I was gonna
fine.
point that out, yeah.
It says
Oh.
January 12th.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because I
okay.
did not.
Sorry, I just thought I wasn't.
No,
finding
my
it.
fault.
No,
Completely
I was doing
my
the same
fault.
thing, and I was gonna,
That's fine, I
mention
don't
that.
care, I just didn't.
No, my fault. I'm
I
so
was
sorry.
thinking I lost it.
So you got,
I was in February mode
Year
trying to
end.
remember to put everything
And
for
then that was
February on
January,
here.
so
My
that's
fault.
December,
I'm so
January.
sorry.
Okay, perfect.
December, January.
Jesus,
And I
Sam
forgot the
Joseph.
NSF thing.
Okay,
I forgot all the.
we can do
Oh,
that
yes,
next
the
time.
new, his check. was signed.
Okay,
yeah, for you guys.
okay, thanks.
Start that one.
Sorry about that.
No, it's fine.
I'm trying to go back in time, sorry.
No, it's fine, I thought I lost it.
No.
If you know,
My
I was
fault.
like, oh my gosh, it's gone. Okay, we'll call the finance meeting to order at 6:38 PM, February 12th. Roll call
Michelle Dumont,
here.
Bob Penguin,
Here.
Corey Harrier.
Here. And then have we reviewed the minutes? Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, and then we'll go on to the approval of the December 2025 documents, if you want to go through and review those.
Hands are cold. My hands are looking hurt. I'm in trouble.
Dang, my finger's gonna be sore.
Your writing hand.
I have a permanent divot there from when I was in nursing school. If you like me, you need my address to stamps.
She's a working.
Is it Kim or Kim?
Who?
Kim.
Yep, that's our code.
PWC. Thank you. If you want to take these.
Oh, yeah. That's the one you got for the car. Yeah. No. We paid you for half the other Ford Explorer.
conversion vouchers? What are conversion vouchers?
Not sure if that's been rolled out.
What are conversion vouchers?
Conversion vouchers?
I don't know if we've ever had that or anything.
That's what we paid out. That's just the amount we paid out. I don't know why they called that. Oh, because the payments are considered a voucher. Oh, okay.
I don't know what a conversion.
I was like, what's in there?
Some more for you. Do you have any more for me to sign there, Missy?
I'm working on it. I just hate for you to have to keep getting up and down.
Wow.
You have a package of Jason's. Thank you.
Oh, wow. What is Alloway, Penny?
That's where, we do our testing of our water,
Or lab.
our lab, yeah. They normally send us, I think they, you test the water every week, Casey?
Yes.
Yeah, so I get like one bill a month.
Every week there's 3 different tests.
Okay.
Next
we get
month
the
we'll have a
Liberty Surety
different lab with it
ACH
because EPA give us tests that we have to do that our lab can't do. So we have to send it to Philadelphia and Indiana.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll have you sign mine.
We should go to that company and do it.
They should have labs get up to snuff before they ask us to do stuff like this.
I agree. I was
Thank
getting ready
you.
to say, they should make sure that we have labs, local labs in order to do
Nobody
things.
looks there as common sense. Excuse me, sister.
Yes, sir, it surely is. My jacket?
Hmm.
City?
Yeah.
Or blowing there? Air on the board. Right.
Do I have approval of the December 2025 documents?
I need a couple more minutes,
Okay.
please. No problem. Read, read, read.
In January, we did a lot of extra memberships for the mayor's court. You've probably seen that in January, for seeing renewing a lot of things for the mayor's court. So I think it was, we had 4 of them this stuff. We had a Baldwin, and then we did 3 of them, I believe.
We probably should put on the record too that the big payment that came in for the water tower. We probably should. You'll see that in the January that we received payment for the,
Yeah, that'll be your large increase.
you probably just want to note that in the minutes, I would think.
For January?
I think it was, yeah, it was January. It was a large amount.
The 400 and.
Yeah,
30
483, yeah.
483. something.
483.
Yeah.
What was the amount?
483,000.
Even?
No,
I can tell you real quick.
I'm pretty sure I remember. 483,
You done with the December yet?
I got it, thank you.
I'll make a motion to accept the meeting, or accept the financial statements from December.
I'll second it.
Everybody in agreement? Say aye.
Aye.
Okay, and then we had time to review the January 2026?
Getting on it.
Okay.
Read faster.
Slow your roll there, President
What was the
DeWalt.
date of that, Penny?
It's called, Liberty,
Liberty Liberty.
Surety First.
Liberty First?
Surety First, S-U-R-T-Y. S-U-R-E-T-Y first.
What was the date of the posting?
6 of 26. January 6th of 2026. What did you have to me for? Was it
I-
registered?
I know, January, February are like 1, 2, I am all kinds of discombobulated.
You looked at me like I was crazy.
And that was the water tower, right?
Yes,
My
that's what
goodness
it
That was
sakes.
for the bond.
That was for the bond. It's against the bond.
Does that mean, how do I ask that question? Will that cover the repairs that are needed to bring it all up to snuff?
We hope so. That's the most that we can get. That was the max that the bond was set for.
Okay.
So we got 100% of the bond. We were hoping to spend 160,000 to get it done, to include engineering. That's the goal, but we haven't put it out for bid yet.
He's already looking at it today, that the paint doesn't look bad on it, hopefully it.
Yeah, it's basically just sealing it back up,
Yeah.
sanitizing it, fix anything that needs fixed, and,
Getting that ground cleaned up.
but I still have 50-some thousand of counting money that I'm gonna try to use that for, and then the fence.
And then do we have CDs coming up soon?
We don't have anything in CDs.
Oh,
We
okay.
cashed all those out.
Okay. I
Couple
knew we
years
had
ago.
it one time,
Yeah.
and we hadn't talked about anything for a while, so I thought.
But something that I do, I'm not rushing your job, but I went to the Star account.
Just the
So maybe you
I'll
can
change
work
it right
on
now and
that.
highlight it, but thank you.
And then I think you were gonna look and
It's
see
been
if
my day.
there's better rates out there.
I feel ya.
I feel like some meetings with other,
Yes.
and we can, I looked at what's on there. But I just need to get it.
Liberty Surety was really happy to pay
So
for
we'll
us
have
that
to make an
check.
appointment and just come out and sit with you.
Yeah.
He's gonna be making
Since
this
we
very
have
nice.
some
A long time to
questions,
pay that off.
Cause I copy
And
and
she'll
pasted.
kind of like go over everything like that we need and lay out what it is that they can do.
No, that's not the only thing I did.
But we can,
That's,
on the rate,
Oh,
just the
yeah.
checking account, so. And then, yeah, we can
Oh my
discuss the
goodness
STAR account.
sakes.
And then she has some other options too, investment options too. So.
Okay. I know there's other ones out there, but Star is the one I know of, and that's what everyone, when we talk to them, just stick with Star, it's easier, it's cleaner.
Her thing, and I will tell you it makes sense, but she'll talk to you, because she is definitely the expert.
I'm going
You wanna leave
to,
so much of it in.
print a corrected one right now,
Because it gets used
so
in the community too.
they can sign the corrected copy.
Star gets used in stuff.
Yeah, that's what everyone's told me. Like,
So it kind of helps, like, for instance, like when the deposits are made, it helps the community because those deposits lead
Yes.
to that. So there's a good, like, balance
Yeah.
of community effort, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But we can talk about that.
Well, it's also to cover just your daily payables in case something happens in the transaction or
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly. We don't want to keep so much. But, yeah, I definitely, I was looking at what we were getting and I was like, yeah, just from quotes that she's given other people.
Are you the reason why your mom's late? Are you sure? She's gonna blame you. She always does.
Yeah, 'cause
Should
I-
hear how she
I
talks
picked
about
some
you.
municipalities
Shame
that
her.
To get business.
We're looking at you.
I'm just teasing, your mom doesn't talk about you.
And it was definitely
Much.
easy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness sake.
Is it going?
There was all kinds of things like that. I don't know if you have a question about it, like we did. But I just don't know if they got the money, so maybe they don't care. I don't know.
So you have great customer service with that, I can't.
They give us a,
Oh, it says one document waiting.
problem that.
Penny.
literally threatened to
Why?
go
No,
down. She was
Bob's
like,
asking you a question.
Like I need
They
it.
had actually bid it out of town.
Yeah.
And so they just recommended that they needed to wait for it. And she's like, no,
Yes.
the level, what you just named out to me, the right to bid.
Beginning of the year stuff, contracts and stuff.
No, customer service wise.
That's good, 'cause I was just, some of it I was just like,
Tearing it up.
but they told me whoever, maybe they're even larger than the range as well. They said somebody they always dealt with well. And then the other people just don't seem like they care, so they're just randomly, yeah, I don't know, it was different. I was really shocked.
Who's the
It's
card
like,
you're going to sign?
yeah,
Mine are too.
yeah.
Is it the little writing or is it the drawing?
It's hard to see.
Yeah.
It's because I think a lot of them,
They were,
Are you cold too?
yeah, no, they were trying.
His eyes are watering, my eyes are watering too.
Can't see.
it's because that's blowing.
Else I'm hungry, my eyes
They
water
took
when I'm
care
hungry.
of it.
That's not good.
Isn't that funny? My eyes, and I yawn.
It's all I can help it with, it's pennies.
I like those.
I just bought a new one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take 3. Maybe I'll take 4.
Yeah.
I think I got another one, but it's only half open. It's only
I don't like mint,
To make sure you would.
but those are strawberry enough to
Follow
me.
me.
A lot of those taste weird. But these actually don't taste
And that's
bad.
weird, but okay. I think that one was an easy one. Cause sometimes, people like people and they will be, that one was like, not just that.
Salary, clerk treasurer.
Huh?
That's why.
I like my paychecks, so don't mess with those.
I ain't messing with nothing.
So if we don't have CDs though, are you just gonna move forward now in the store or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I'm not an expert, but everyone I talk to,
look, here's more stuff to sign. Make a motion to accept the financial documents from January 2026.
That's what I.
And I'll second that motion.
Corey and then Bob. Hey, Corey and Bob, your reports.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, so, everybody in agreement, say aye?
Aye.
Okay, any old business? So new business, resolution 02122602 supplemental appropriations we'll discuss in the general council meeting. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Everybody in agreement, say aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. And we will call the meeting the finance meeting to close at 7 PM on February 12th.
Anyone need a? All right.
Here's your copy, Chief.
All right, we'll call this council meeting to order. It is 7 PM on February 12th, 2026. If we'll all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Roll call, please.
Mayor Henderson,
Present.
President Jamal,
Present.
Councilman Henry. Here. Councilman Jaguar,
Here.
Councilman Harrier,
Here.
Councilman Snyder,
Here.
Councilman Van Dyke.
Here.
All right, everyone had a chance to review the January 8th, 2022 meeting minutes? If so, do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Motion made by Michelle. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Katie. Any comments?
I saw one little typo.
Okay.
Oh,
You'll find it.
well, glad we
I'm
brought
gonna
you
get a
on.
jar, cause it's like $1 already.
It's $1.
On page 5, President Jamal made a motion to create and hire a full-time office at $20 per hour.
Oh,
Should be officer.
I work in the office,
Yeah,
just me.
that's the only thing.
It's my
You're
own
good.
office. Full-time, thank you.
Yeah.
Office.
I just thought for context. Right?
I know, I appreciate it, I will correct it, we are good to go, yes, thank you. President Jamal,
Yes.
Councilman Henry,
Yes.
Councilman Penguin,
Yes.
Councilman Harrier,
Yes.
Councilman Snyder,
Yes.
Councilman Van Dyke. Sorry, guys.
All right, we'll go ahead and move to the mayor's committees for council for 2026. Your sheet says 2024, but it should be 2026. So for finance, it's Michelle as the chair, Corey and Bob. For records, rule, and law, it's Courtney as the chair, Corey and Katie. Zoning, property maintenance, and planning is Michelle as the chair, myself, Perry Mason, Nancy Pickett, and Scott Snyder. Those are set by ORC, really not, I pick the people, but it has to be a member of council, it has to be the mayor, and it has to be 3 members at large. Recreation Community Center is Corey Harrier as the chair, Courtney Van Dyke, and Katie. Safety Service Committee is Bob, Scott, and Katie. And then our Walnut Creek Sewer District, we just appointed Michelle. Next up will be Penny, and then Corey. On this list, it also tells you what those committees are supposed to do. This is per ORC, or basic code, or not basic code, administrative code. So just really quick, the way we've done this is, on this sheet, it says odd or even. You guys can meet whenever you guys want, but there's a cadence to it. If you don't have no agenda, you don't have to meet, and 9 times out of 10, you won't have agendas type thing. Meetings have to happen in an open place, so it can't happen at your house. It can't happen in a restaurant. It has to, so it has to be in this building, community center, someplace that the village owns, basically. Now, during committee meetings, there is no public input. I encourage you, if public shows up, find out why they're there, make them feel part of the conversation, but you don't have to let them speak. So if they're there to just rant about, they don't like the sidewalk is purple in front of their house, you can shut them down. We don't have to allow them to speak. But in my practice, usually if someone comes, they're interested in a subject that you're talking about, find out why they're there. Because, if they feel, no one ever shows up at these meetings, but again, just in case you ever do have someone. Records, rules, and law. So Courtney, main thing on that is retention. So Penny's going to, or someone, I shouldn't say Penny, someone's going to email you record retention records. We passed them in 2020. Just go through, work with the different departments and figure out, is this what we're doing? Chief, I did find, when we talked, I said I didn't think we included the police because at the time we didn't. Record retention, I did find a section.
Okay.
So if you want to go through, pencil with that and then give it to Courtney, so that can be changed. So I'm sure you want to change a lot of that. We don't destroy our records every year because we don't have a lot of them. So about, every 5 years?
Whenever I get too many
Yeah.
boxes in my way.
So we're not at the point that we need, so what they do is based off of the record retention, is they box them up and they mark on red the year to destroy. We don't destroy them if we don't need to, because we have the storage for them now. But when they're ready to be destroyed, then that records committee has to meet, physically go through. Now, do you have to look at document per document? No, but she has them organized in there, so these are financials. Financials has a shelf life of 3 years. Are we past that 3 years? That's kind of how that works. But again, it's not something that's required to do every year because we don't have a lot of records and we have the storage space. There's no reason to do it every year. And in my practice, for most of our records, the more you have, the better off you are because you never know when you need something. Like grants, we were just talking about.
Last time we did it was when we moved from the Grange to this building, Grange to the current
Yeah,
office.
and we had 100 boxes.
And that was, yes,
Yeah.
and that's because we had them back before, like I even started,
Yeah.
so.
There was never any shredding done before. They just kept everything.
We had to have a truck come to the
Yeah.
office and shred.
So that's the main game plan. If, again, we're very laid back in our council, right? Administrative code said that we should have, if we want a new ordinance, it should go through records and law. 9 times out of 10, it comes directly to council. Because we're a small group, it just adds time to it. But there may be times, like we've had a couple ordinances where there was some debate here of what it needed to be. Well, let's send it back to committee, let the committee figure out what they want, and then bring it back. But we try not to send everything there and just add time to it. Again, council can always change that rule, but that's how it's usually been done. So that's pretty much it. Zoning, property maintenance, and planning, it's basically just zoning code. We're trying to adopt a new code. We have a framework for it, and then Michelle's been working with some other villages to go through it. Basically, the county paid to have a model built for townships and villages. So now the villages and townships just need to go through and fine tune that to what they want. And similar thinking is, why the building in Pleasantville and Amanda shouldn't be the same, it's probably similar. And if we get all, both the experts together from those villages, we may be like, oh, I handle fencing this way, we handle it this way. Well, it makes sense to maybe meet in the middle. Or maybe Amanda has something better than what Pleasantville has, so let's word it more towards what Amanda does. Because I never want to assume we're the experts and we always know everything. So that's why we're doing that. So working on that, we've not given them a timeline because we do have an existing zoning code that's very good. It's from 2007, and we want to make sure when we pass this, like it's another code that will last us for a while. Recreations and community center. It used to be a big thing because actually years ago, the park board ran the park, but we don't have that anymore. Plus, it's a headache too because back then they had like 20 public members on this park board, and of course you get 20 members trying to make one decision. It makes it very difficult. So I brought it back to just council because that's how the committee should be set up, and then that committee can create a Friends of the Park or some type of public thing. They've not done so. since. We've really not had a need. But the main thing is, we'll be sending out, some notices for managers and lifeguards at the pool. And typically this board gets together to interview the manager, and then that manager then hires the lifeguards. That's their big thing on that. And then safety service is more of a, streets, water plant, stuff like that, oversee it. Unfortunately, if there's some problem at the water plant, it can't really go to a meeting to be discussed. Bob is the head of our water plant. Bob is the head of our service safety. Bob's been doing this longer than I have. Bob handles it and kind of brings it back. But they've met before just to go through like, okay, we need to update this, so we're going to start at our committee. And we'll be doing that probably sometime soon because we got to be updating some of our EOPs and stuff like that. And then that right there will go back to that committee for them to do that. But it's, a lot of these committees is ad hoc, just as needed. So don't feel like you have to meet because it says so. There's no reason to meet just because it says you have to meet. If you do meet, make sure Penny and Sam know. They have to have at least 4 to meet sunshine law requirements. So plan it out as far as you can. That way they can advertise it and we're legal. And everyone should be good. Any questions? All right.
Yes, Casey, what was you saying?
Casey is not on a committee.
He was asking about the
Finance committee.
zoning.
What do you have to do with zoning?
He doesn't.
Oh,
We have 2 people from council on it, is that
yes.
okay?
Yeah, well, it doesn't say, it just, there has to be 3 at large. So Scott
you
is
have to
our
just
at large,
have
even though he
one.
sits on council.
Happen to be on council.
Yeah, happen to be, yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's just, it's an at-large seat, which means anyone can fill it within the village.
So as I'm having meetings though with the other villages on the zoning code, I've never thought about this. Do we have to announce those?
No, because you're not meeting as a public body for Pleasantville making a decision.
Okay.
Because at these meetings, decisions on
Right.
behalf of the village, and that, right there, you're just brainstorming and all that. Yeah, and it's one of those things, if you want to announce them,
Fine.
but again, it's,
Okay. No difference.
the more people you have talking, the less productive you are,
Right.
you know. So, all right. Anyone have a problem with their committee they're on or they're in chair of? Like, now's the time to talk. If you get halfway through this year and you're just like, I can't do this, it's stressful, let me know. It's not like, it's life or death if we have to move you around, so. All right. So we'll go on to council reports, finance.
Nothing to report. There is a ordinance that we'll discuss later in the meeting. Or not an ordinance, sorry. A
Resolution.
resolution, thank you.
All right. Zoning property maintenance, we actually had one permit dropped off tonight. And I kind of explained it to the property owner. We have to deny this permit because he's wanting to build a larger garage than what our zoning says. So basically, our zoning says for a residential area, it's like a 1-car garage is the maximum you can build, 100 square foot. And he's wanting more of a 3-car garage. So you have to do a variance. So the process is he applies, we deny it, and then we have to pull together the zoning board and then go through the variance process. So I did explain that to him, just for those on zoning, just be aware that will be coming up. And through that process, we have to notify neighbors. It is a public meeting for public input, things like that. So we'll work on that. Records, rules, and laws, since you're new, I mean, not new, but I know you don't have any update for us. And you don't have to have an update for us every month. I get it. Like, if there's nothing, it's nothing. But you guys can look into that records retention policy. Recreation and Community Center, Corey will be in charge of that, but we'll be hiring lifeguards and pool manager, so we'll be putting that out.
Do we have to, so we have to hire someone new every year?
So manager's not coming back. So anytime that happens, we always start from scratch.
Gotcha. I didn't know she wasn't coming.
Yeah, the way I typically do it, let's say they are gonna come back and we want them, I still put it out there just to be fair. And we give preference to the prior year one if they left on good terms, or we ended the season on good terms. That way we are getting other applicants in, and we might find someone better qualified that does it cheap, you know, whatever. So we're doing our due diligence, but again, we always give preference. Same way with lifeguards. I always tell the manager when they go to hire, our prior that were in good standing when we closed, they're our first picks. Now, if you left on not so stable terms, well, you don't have to hire them back. And you can, go over them. But they should know that, because they should have left last year knowing, like, we may not hire you back next year. Hopefully that's going on, if it happens. That's rare.
Do you guys wanna meet the first Tuesday at 7 PM in March?
That's fine.
Are you available for it?
To do just to meet.
Just to meet,
Okay, that's fine.
talk about
I'll say I
stuff?
won't have my due date.
No, 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 no,
Okay.
no, 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 no. I have some ideas about how we can sort of plan some stuff for the summer and
Okay,
have some events for the kids and
okay,
try to brainstorm about how
awesome,
we can use our pool and park a little bit more effectively this
Okay.
year.
awesome.
Did you
Maybe
say the third, the first
It's
Tuesday?
the first Tuesday, which is the
The
third.
third, okay.
You guys okay?
Yep.
What time?
7 PM
Okay, where at?
here.
Okay.
And then if you guys can make sure you put that notice up.
Yeah,
Thank you. Safety service,
Nothing.
all right. County boards, regional planning and Board of Health, which is.
So nothing to
Michelle.
report on regional planning, and there's a meeting coming up March 26th for the Board of Health.
Okay. Grant updates, we went through the board last time. No real changes there. This is our year that we're not really applying for too many grants. However, I told you if there ever comes one that I think we need to apply for, I'll let you know. So CDBG funding is available every year. We're eligible for it this year, and that's one that typically they'll pay 100% of the project, typically. Now, the county commissioners get to decide who wins, who's awarded these funds. Let's say there's more around, and we say we can do 10, well, that gives us some extra, because it allows the county to spend more money, right? So I'm gonna go to the kickoff meeting on March 3rd at the commissioner's office until April. So 2 of the projects, they were about multiple projects. Typically, we go in with, this is what we want. But the commissioners are asking for us to look wider. So we're gonna go in and look at projects such as electric for the festival that will help improve the festival grounds. We've had in the past different organizations that like to use it, but there's no electric there to like do bounce houses, like church activities. But we weren't able to help them because there's limited power down there. So it would open up multiple things that could be used as community events at the park. So those are great CDBG funds. The grocery store over here needs a new roof. I mean, it's not leaking, well, I shouldn't say it's not leaking, but it's all right for now, but it's gonna need a new roof. Well, if CDBG will pay for it, that's a project plus the painting. They like to keep them around $50,000, $60,000, like in that range, because they get $300,000 this year, I believe they gotta divide out. But I'm gonna throw a couple $100,000 projects such as Richland Road sidewalks, which I think is $175,000, things like that. That way they can just show, like, we do have a need. We have some smaller projects and we have some larger projects, and county commissioners are always favorable to Pleasantville. Like, we usually, if they don't pick us, there's a reason why, and it makes sense, type thing. So, Scott, CDBG funding, I'm not sure if you're aware of it, but the Masons actually qualify for that, being a civic organization in Pleasantville.
Okay.
So your building would qualify for CDBG funding, and I could forward you the email.
Yeah, please, because we were looking at the facade painting. So,
Yeah, and again, that's a bigger chunk of money that you can do a lot with, so.
yeah.
Just other organizations, the Sweet Corn Festival got it last year to help with the old covered bridge up there. I helped them with that, and they were able to get funding to do half of it, and they're hoping to get funding again this year to do the other half, so. So it's definitely available for civic organizations.
We're talking about grants here. There is, the EPA has a grant for generators.
Mhm.
The way that thing's written, it basically says if you already have an existing one, you don't qualify for this.
Yeah.
Well, they were out with us today, and he said that's written kind of funny, that when it comes available again, we should apply for that grant.
Okay,
And just put down that generators basically
past is useful.
past its uses.
Okay,
And he said we still may qualify for that, so we could
okay.
essentially get that replaced through the EPA.
Now, funding on that changes every year. Last time we were notified about it, it was only cover up to 50,000, and our
Yeah.
generator is
Yeah, we'll have to look at it when it
130,
comes
yeah.
available.
we need 130,000 to replace that generator out there, to make sure it's properly sized for what we have now and a little bit of growth.
Where's out there?
What's that?
Water plant.
Water plant. Yep.
Okay. I assumed that, I just want to make sure. Thank you.
But it was only gonna cover 50,000, so only a third of it. And at that time, we didn't have the money to make up the difference, so. But yeah, it's definitely good to know that it's not just for
Yeah.
those without, so. The other grant that we're gonna be talking about, I have a meeting on the 23rd of this month, is the ODOT Safe Routes to School. It's for the travel plan. So the way the state wants that done is they want Fairfield Union as a whole to do the travel plan, so for Bremen and Pleasantville. That's what we're gonna meet about. And then it's with ODOT to see what magic words we need to use, what qualifies, what doesn't. There will have to be a committee created in Pleasantville and a committee created in Bremen that are separate from one another to talk about individual schools and those zones. And it points really heavily geared towards community involvement. So, they may say you need a committee of 10 people, which means we need a committee of 10 people of the village, not council members, not, my family. It just needs to be good collective. So if we get that far, I'll be letting you guys know. Council members can, but I don't want every council member on that.
When will those meet?
We don't know yet. Like, they'll set those up there, and it's usually based on that individual. Like, it'll say you have to have 6 meetings within a 8-month time period or something like that.
Yeah.
And you have to have these certain goals at each meeting.
If you need help finding people, I'll start asking.
Okay, yeah. So it's kind of like the CDBG, NRG funding, like when we had to have those community meetings and stuff like that. They're weighted heavily on that community partnership. So just when we get there, we will need that. And if they say we need 10 people, I want to make sure we have, the maximum amount of people, because it shows the effort.
Right.
We kind of know what we need to fix to make the route safer in town. But remember this, I'm not sure if you know, encompasses 2 miles around the school, so that's outside the village. 9 times out of 10, you're not doing anything in the county because it doesn't make sense to put a sidewalk in front of this house and not, type thing. So it'll be heavy on Pleasantville to repair sidewalks, making sure crosswalks are done properly, lighting is property, safety markers, all that stuff. So, but those are 2 grants that we're going to be looking at, and we'll be bringing stuff back if we decide to move forward. Any other questions on grants? All right. Casey, you're up next.
Basically, for a month, we've been working a lot, when we haven't been working on other stuff, we've been working a lot on a lot of the EPA paperwork. And when I say that, we've got a lot of reports to do this time of the year. We've been getting all that done. We've got a 2 meter place plus the school meter, which I mentioned last month, plus 2 additional. We had our EPA inspection today. We think we did pretty good. We've got a couple due outs we got to get done, and then we'll just wait on the official results, basically. We repaired or replaced some of the chemical pump this last month. Replaced the school meter, diagnosed and repaired the generator again at the water plant. Continuing to look for leaks. We've got an influx of water, producing more water than normal. So we're looking for leaks. So if you, right now it's gonna be hard, but when you see water popping to the surface, please let us know. Tell your neighbors the same thing, or if they're getting low pressure in their house, but they had good pressure before, let us know. That, we can bring in those new devices and hopefully check stuff. Ran new water lines all over 101 North Main Street, the building next door over here. We had to redo all the water lines up underneath the building. They're all PEXed and ready to go. We plowed a lot of snow, repaired the salt spreader, and been servicing the vehicles and putting changing out the fluids in the police cars. Any questions?
Thanks for taking care of our village.
There's a lot of snow.
I tell you what, when I always get excited because it'll be bad snow and our village looks great and our roads are clear, and then you get out of town and you're like, whoa, they do do a good job.
Yeah, that is the truth. When
Because-
I leave to go to work, she's not lying, it's
You
the
know what I mean?
truth.
Like
It's
our village is
significantly
perfect,
different
and then you
everywhere
get
else,
like
yeah.
something crazy.
Coming into town's the same way.
Yeah.
Like I come around the curve and I'm like, get to the marathon, get to the marathon, get to the marathon.
Yeah,
And you're like, okay, good.
Made it.
Right, made it.
So just so everyone's aware, of course, with that event, you know, we had a lot of overtime, which that is fine. Tony, Casey, they lived here for 3 days. They did not leave the village. They slept here, they ate here, you know, they showered here. Hopefully you showered here. But,
Do we have like somewhere that they actually can sleep?
Yep.
though? Oh,
yeah. So
okay.
there's a couch in my office that Casey uncomfortably sleeps on. Tony doesn't like laying flat, so he has a chair like this. But I have a
Okay.
picture of him, because I always make sure I get my annual picture of him, where he's in his sleeping bag with his feet up on his desk.
Okay.
And then I send it to his wife and say, this is what he does all day while he's here.
Okay.
And she believes me. But yes, and I've
So I was
asked them,
like, we probably need,
I've asked them if they wanted cots or something like that, we would go by, and they said no. So they have
Okay.
pillows and blankets and stuff like that, so. And
okay.
then I stopped by,
I'm more thinking not pillows and blankets, but as much as like actual, you know,
Yeah.
like, cause that would be horrible to be here and not have good rest.
Yeah, no, we bring in, we stock them up. About October, we start bringing in our
Okay,
sleeping and building gear, and
okay.
we have extra clothes piled
It's
back
like,
there.
it's like a brother party probably, right?
Kind of,
yeah.
Couple days and you're ready to move on now.
Yeah, we just tell everybody to come in here and watch video,
Yeah.
or play video games and watch TVs.
Yeah.
They still go out to eat too.
Yeah,
Level 3, they go out.
Well, they
Yeah.
can take the plow, yeah.
yeah. We,
No, that was actually funny, right before it turned to a level 3, the wiper blades broke off on the plow truck because of the snow and the ice.
Oh, wow.
So we jumped in the other truck and called everybody. The vans were still open.
Oh,
They hadn't shut their doors yet, so we flew down the road. We get down there, and of course, everybody and their brother is looking at us like, why are you out here? The highway patrolman's like driving by going,
Yeah.
we're like, what the hell? It wasn't until we got back that we got the notification that we were in the level 3.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, whatever.
Oops. Which you guys are probably okay, so. I'm sure you are counted as essential, so.
Yeah, but it was just fun, because it was like one of those things, it's like, well, we either go now, or we,
Don't go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been so thankful not to be bedside in my entire life. But my dad did go to dialysis at 7 in the morning.
but thanks to you and Tony, the village will be buying them lunch one day, just, in case you see something on the receipts.
Yeah.
We'll be taking them out for their hard work and effort there, so. All right, anything else? Oh, and then also Tony, did do, some training. So again, we're trying to do better with training. Like, they do all kinds of training, but we always forget, like, let's go for the ones where we get certificates, CETs, things like that. They look at it more like, I need to know about this, so we go do it, which is great. So we're actively looking for different trainings that we get credit. One, because it shows that you did it, and two, EPA wants to see this stuff now. So whether it's not a requirement, but, you know, that's the first thing they ask is, what training have you taken and where's your certificate? So, but Tony has been taking some, they're getting ready, they're looking for some other ones for cross-contamination and backflow, because that's a new one for the EPA. So they'll be doing that. And they try to find the free ones too, just so everyone's aware. But on occasion, we do have to pay for a class here and there.
So I was at the Lancaster, like, state of address or whatever today, and they talked about that there could be tours of their new water plant,
Mhm.
and I guess it's very high tech.
Mhm.
Have you guys thought about going and touring that?
oh yeah, we know the ones of the water guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They make
right, but I
Yeah.
just feel like they should,
Yeah.
like, just because it's all brand new and,
They actually talked about that last month too.
Okay.
Once it's ready, the couple big shots that you guys know in there to call them and say,
okay,
hey, can we
good.
walk?
Yeah,
the-"
cause they were offering anybody, and I
Yeah.
think that would be best for you guys, like, just
Oh, yeah.
because.
You get see all the stuff they designed wrong in there too.
Well, I wouldn't understand it, but I'm thinking if they went, they would understand.
Lancaster City,
Valves in the pipe, yeah, stuff
Oh,
like
wow.
that.
yeah, Lancaster City's really good at anytime a village calls, they're there to help somewhere, especially with the current mayor.
Yeah.
All the mayors have always been great, but the current one, because he used to be the chief of police, so he knows
Yeah.
like lower level how all this stuff works, and you send him an email and he hooks you up with who you need to
Yeah,
work with, so,
yeah, he seems great.
yeah.
Casey, you have on there about meters too.
Oh, yeah.
to bring that up?
We need to bring up also that we do need to get some more new meters put on order. We are on our last little case. I think I have 6 left.
How many do you normally order at a time?
Last was 20.
20?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was 20.
And they're about $500 a piece roughly?
Yeah.
So go ahead and
Is the
order.
lead time better than it was 5 years ago?
Well, yeah, for us, yeah.
Okay,
We do Chemstrip, with EJP.
okay.
They've got ours sitting there because they know that what we're trying to do is slowly build them into it because we don't have to budget it straight in.
Cool.
So what they've done is they've already pre-stocked.
Yeah.
Like we've already talked to them and said, okay, hey, we're gonna look at ordering a couple more boxes. They were like, okay, we'll go ahead and start pulling them out.
Get them in, put them on the bench, get them ready. Good.
Because they gotta actually pull them in, pull the numbers and input them into the system.
Gotcha.
So
All right.
kind of preset, but we haven't pulled full numbers yet. So they're like,
So how many do you need to order?
how many do we need to order?
349?
Well, no, because we've installed some. At
Okay,
300
so 389? Or
Yeah,
That's the wrong
the wrong way.
I was gonna say, I don't know how you're doing math, but
329.
She's
I
more
think
tired
we've done
than
less than 20 is all I'm doing.
yeah.
What am I
I know
doing?
like she's not the fiscal officer.
Oh! I got one checkbook to balance and it's good. That's it.
Are we sure about that?
I can guarantee that.
So if you need
Our
20
is
more,
good.
go ahead and order those 20.
Okay.
And then, again, I don't want to say that's an open thing, but we're always bringing it back, but,
Actually, what we've been doing is just replacing the ones that have.
yep,
We still have about 6 more of it.
okay,
We need to swap out.
yeah. But we will get to a point where we're going to have more dying in groups because the batteries is what's dying on them. And they were designed to die around this time. And when they first installed them, they did them all at once versus staggering them because it was grant money. So that's why it's kind of we've been doing it this way. So the next time it happens, we can again stagger it. And it's not such a burden on our budget.
I think we have more than 6 on that list. There might be like 10 or 12 on that list.
Well, we talked about all of
2.
All
We
right.
might have like 10 on there still.
Cool.
I'm just saying.
All right, so Chief's out. So while he's on the phone, one of the things I wanted to do, just because we have a couple new council members, and I don't know if we got to do this when Katie started, but to go over our financial reports. If you're not on the finance committee, you really don't get to see these. They're available to you. And you can ask to have them each month emailed to you. If you want, just let Penny know. Just in the past, council members that weren't on finance didn't want them, so we never sent them out, save paper, save time. But the main one is our fund status, and it basically breaks our checking account into the different types of funds that are required by state and federal law, depending on the type of funds they are. So general can be used for anything. General's general. Street construction, maintenance and repair. That includes taxes from gasoline, taxes from license plate, part of that, not all of it. And then we get that in. And this right here just shows you what the cash balance is of these accounts. State highway fund is money that we get from the state. It's $1,000, $1,800 a year. Because the state actually maintains everything in Pleasantville. They actually don't let us do it. When I say don't let us, they just take care of it because we always cry poor. We never have to spend any of our money. So there's $16,000 sitting in there. But it can only be used for anything on the state route. That's not sidewalks. It has to be the right of way. So in theory, if it's not a driving lane, but you have a hole that needs patched, like where people park, that's what that money's to be used for. But we don't have asphalt over there. It's gravel, so it's easy to do, but we still get the money. The state assembly always tries to take this money from us. Even 2 years ago, they said anytime that ODOT comes through and pays in your village, and this applies to villages, not cities, whatever your balance is in this account, they'll take it down to 0. So we would pay the money back to them to pay in Pleasantville. Well, then the General Assembly changed that back to where they're not doing that. But again, they're always playing with this money to get it back. And that's why we always keep money in here, just in case they ever come back and say, well, to pave in Pleasantville, you have to pay for it type thing. It gives us something. This would not cover 50 foot, but, you know, it's still
Right.
something. But, you know, that's all it could be used for. Park and recreation, this is mainly our tax, our property tax that we get, that raises about $20,000. Plus, we do something a little bit differently just to kind of track our parks and recreations. Typically, rents and stuff like that go into your general fund, so renting the shelter house, renting the pool, daily admissions from the pool, support general fund activities. We've actually set it up to where that money goes into that. That way we know, I don't want to say profit, you're not supposed to make profit in government. Are we covering our costs? And this is kind of how we track it for accounting purposes. And auditors are okay with it, so all of our rents and fees and everything that's parks and recreation, so our parks, our community center, things like that go in there. Police fund, that is solely income tax, or not income tax, property tax. And that pays for most all police activities other than payroll. Payroll comes out of general fund. Permissive, this is the other part of your licensing, when you go to get your license, permissive. And again, it can only be used for streets, but it cannot be used for payroll. I don't want to say they change it, but there's always different interpretations. You can't use it for grants, even though some people have, and they don't get in trouble for it. But we try to stick with materials, so gravel, ice, stuff like that. Coronavirus, we don't have that any longer, but when coronavirus was around, those were on there. And once we establish them, we have to keep them on here for so many years, and auditors have to give us the okay to remove them. Grant construction, that was for the water tower thing, so that $7,000 will go back to general fund, because that is zeroed out at this point, because we're in the bond portion of it, which is in the general fund. Other capital projects, that's usually when we get grants or things like that, it'll go in that 4901. Water operating fund, that's our cash balance for the, when you pay your, they call them rents, but when you pay your water bill, that's what that goes into. And the water operating fund it's an enterprise fund, it's a business. So it's to make a profit and pay for the upkeep of the water treatment plant, all the lines, labor, things like that. And when I say that's to make a profit, when I say it makes a profit, we don't make enough profit off of our water. I'm not saying we're raising our rates. I want to make sure everyone understands. Grants, this is what always stings us on our grants for water. They always say we don't charge enough for our water. We cover our costs, and we can save some, or we are allowed to carry over some money with it. But as grants become more and more competitive, we constantly get feedback saying, well, you need to raise your water rates 30%. There's no way we can raise our water rates 30% and be reasonable. But, you know, those are the, when we go for grant things, those are the fine tooth things that we're always, you know, going back and forth in. And we try our best not to raise unless we need to raise. And it's basically just keeping up on cost. And the reason for that, like $68,000 in my personal checking account, if I had that, I would be able to have a nice savings nest, right? Most people would. That doesn't even cover the cost if our softener goes out. A softener is, just to buy it, is $80,000. So that's the reason why there's like, you need to raise your rates, because you don't have that type of funding. They like to see a couple $100,000 in there that the state goes, you know, between $60,000 to $90,000. That's usually where, how much cash we keep in that account. Swimming pool, again, that's all rolled up into the Parks and Recs now, but we have to keep it on the books. Your enterprise debt service, there's 2 of those. So those are the new accounts that we created last year, because to go for grants, they want to see that you have specific money set aside for storm lines and for water lines. So one of those is debt service for water. The other one's debt service for, keep them in the general fund in the water. But they said, well, you can use that money for whatever. It's not directly tied to a debt, so we're not guaranteed our payment. So we had to establish those. So what we did is, in lieu of raising water rates, we just created these new accounts, and that's where everyone saw that extra $3 on their bill for whatever, or whatever the dollar amount is. Water sewer deposit funds, even though it says sewer, we've pulled sewer out of those, so that's just your water deposits on file that we have. So that's what that cash is for, and can only be used because, you know, if you move out or you request your deposit to be returned if you own your home, that's where that money, you know, it's not our money. It's being held for the renter or the property owner. Unclaimed money, so any stale data check that goes over X amount of days has to go in there, that has to sit in there before it can be moved back to the general fund. Walnut Creek Sewer District Fund, now this one right here, you'll see go from 100,000 down to a couple $100, that is the money that we bring in for sewer payments, and then that gets cashed out at the end of the month to pay to Walnut Creek, because again, that's not our money, we're just the holder. The other custodial funds, the Mayor's Court one, that is truly Mayor's Court computer funds, in our first year of Mayor's Court, because that now has been moved up to general, other than the computer funds, because they have to remain separate. And then there's other custodial ones are new this year, one's for the festival and one's for the Queens. So 9903 is festival and 9904 is the Queen, so that's out of our general fund. And then these last two, this is the private purpose trust. This is sewer deposits. And the reason why we couldn't keep it in the 5781, because we don't own the sewer. So they're not our deposits, but we hold them for Walnut Creek per our contract. So it's a trust, essentially. And that's why they had to have its own account separated from ours. So that's the Walnut Creek, version of deposit. So that lists out, each of our accounts, what we have in there. If we have investments, it'll be in this column, but we have nothing in investments at this time. And then this is our total cash on hand, total for the checking book, minus any adjusting factors, as of whatever date is here. Okay? So Penny can put in whatever magical date she wants, current or in the past, and it'll give you that dollar amount as of then. So the date is always crucial. The next one is your revenue status, and I'm not going to go through all of these, but I'm going to use just general fund. So general fund is your 1,000 account, and then underneath that, it's broken out to different types of accounts, sub-accounts. And when you do our budgets, this is what we're approving. So this is revenue, so property tax, municipal income tax, things like that, taxes and fees for the general fund that we get, and then we just put in what our budget is, that we assume we are going to get our actual cash as of this date that we've received, and then what our balance is. And it also gives you a percentage. So one thing I like to do is, we're 2 months into the year, so you take 100% divided by 12, each month has a certain number. Are we on target or not? Our revenues, aren't monthly all the time, sometimes they're quarterly or whatever, so there's numbers. But this is how you read it, and it'll give you all of these for all those different accounts. So all those accounts that we're talking about have revenue type of counts, and it breaks it out. So, and it tells you what our budget is, how much we receive, and what our balance is. And our goal is to receive more money than what we budgeted, because we try to under budget, so we never spend more than what we have. And then your appropriations, this is what you spend. So this is what you pay out. Broken out same way by your 1,000 account and into all the other ones. Personal services is payroll. Now again, you'll see personal services multiple times. Personal services is a 110 account, but this next 3-digit code tells you what type of code. So this is 100 is just Office of the Mayor, meaning anyone that falls underneath me other than police and other than fiscal officer. So that is zoning, Casey, Tony, Sam. Does not include police department, does not include Penny. And we also break out this also, I'll get to that. I will get to that in a couple months when I do the budget, but not 100% of their payroll comes out of this, because remember, they do work at the water plant. So part of their pay has to come out of the water plant. If you don't touch a water plant, it'll come out of the water plant. So there has to be some factors built in there for all that. But this right here is for anyone falls under the mayor. Your 190 is your police account. So this right here is what we have. Is that police?
For public employee. That line, you were just on it. Well, no, that's the pension too.
There it is.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was reading it backwards. But there's codes out there, and it's called the UAN Accounting Handbook, if you want to break these out. I have a copy of it. Penny has a copy of it. We can email it out. But it basically tells you what this funding is for. Because high level, these numbers don't mean nothing, right? But there's a key to it. And then the last thing, finance reviews these every month, and they approve them. And this is just basically basic accounting. We're balancing our UAN system, our accounting system, to our bank statement, and list what it is on each one's, anything that's outstanding, any adjustments, and then all the backup for it. So there's all kinds of financial reports out there, ad hoc reports. The only ones that I have instructed Penny not to give to anyone are anything that has social security numbers. Because there's no reason that any one of those records, if there is a case that you need it, it needs to come through me, and you'll get redacted copies of it. But again, that's usually individual pay records, which no one should need. But if there is ever a case that you need it, Penny can't authorize it, it has to come through the mayor to authorize the release of those. But anything else is yours, just let her know. If you don't see something you like, ask her, do you have a report that can do this? And it's pretty user-friendly. So, any questions on that? Okay. We'll talk about budgets, because we have two budgets due, one that's due in July and our operating budget that's due in January. Our operating budget, we try to have passed by December for the following year. Our tax budget is due in July, we try to have it done in June, typically. When I do the tax budget, I'm also doing our operational budget, because it's just easier to do them all at once. And it also helps me and helps Penny, like, are we on track? And, you know, do we need to make any changes coming up? And we have a whole spreadsheet that's very complicated. Not for me, because I built it, but for most people, it's complicated because there's a lot of just stuff. But we'll go over that and send that out to everyone. All right. Nick's back, so we'll go over to you. Well, you walked out at the perfect time, so I thought, well, you know, I like to talk.
Yeah, I wonder what I see. Somebody need a well-being check over to the apartment complex, so. All right, so on the police report, we've got some new council members. This is basically just a breakdown of call types. Going forward, this is gonna include, Bremen statistics, now that we're in a contract with them. I can try to parse that out if you guys are interested in knowing, like, the percentage or whatever on each one, but right now, there's only really 2 days of Bremen on this. Previously, I mean, the new council members may not know, but we had a short-term special duty contract to do, the school zone patrol down there, and it was just basically school zone enforcement. They got in trouble with that, and it was kind of like the teaser before the contract. And so there was a little bit of time left, that they were willing to pay for that we did not get to use because of all the snow days and the holidays and the teacher service days and whatever. And so school was canceled more than it was in session, in January, so we didn't get to do the time that we wanted to do. So we kind of started the contract 2 days early at, you know, Bremen's, approval. Just like this, so we didn't have to money, basically. So there's a couple days of Bremen in here, along with some of the special details, which were the school zone enforcement down there. I did go to the county chiefs meeting. I attended Bremen's first board of council meeting, which was just earlier this week. They seem to be very pleased with us so far. Of course, you know, we're kind of in the honeymoon stage, so I mean, that's good. But they're definitely noticing a difference. Tony called and talked to me, and he said that it's a noticeable difference already down there for, you know, the speeders and the people blowing the stop signs and stuff like that. Kind of like when we implemented police here, you know, when there's not police for a long period of time. Now all of a sudden, you know, there's a, you know, cat and with all the money. That's good. They're taking notice. They seem to like, well, I guess Bill Westbrook were both down there, but they seem to like King too. This is the full-time officer that you hired at the last meeting. So if you don't know, Corporal King, this is Corporal King, so.
We see him down there on the strip a lot. That's what I call it. It used to be the speed strip, now it's not so much.
Not so much anymore, yeah. Especially if you pull the location of all the traffic stops.
That's what I mean by seeing him down there a lot. I typically come back to town and there's lights flashing.
Yeah. So tomorrow, hopefully, we're going to finally get our training for the new Axon body cameras that you guys approved, I don't know, was it 2 meetings ago, or so. We, without naming names or addresses or anything like that, because it's kind of an ongoing thing, I'm sure you guys know where our trouble houses are in town, especially the president of council would know for sure. We are working on that one, okay? So Corporal K has taken a personal interest in this because there's been some pursuits that were initiated from this house. One was, well, last night. Calm down, calm down.
I'm liking more and more and more.
Yeah. So, we now think we know who we're dealing with, and I have a bunch of contacts, because the direction that they are fleeing, I know less people that direction, so before council, I had a conversation with them, and we're gonna go, try to put this to bed tomorrow night. I don't know if that's gonna happen or not, but, you know, luck will have a little bit to do with it, but they got a little task force operation going on, we're gonna piggyback on that. So we're gonna see what happens, but maybe be able to have another house with some police lying around it for a little while. So that'll be an improvement. So where are we at here? Okay, so now, I don't know if this will be contentious or not, but this is actually very simple. So, during the course of our normal duties, as you see on the statistics, we make quite a bit of traffic stops. We have an occasion to encounter people that are here unlawfully. Usually that's a showstopper right off the rip, because first of all, we can't talk to them usually, and that's the first major hurdle. The second major hurdle is we can't ID them. The third hurdle is the car usually doesn't belong to them or anyone in the car. There's no insurance, and then there's usually a whole myriad of other things, like the initial reason for the stop, and then things that are found in the vehicle. One that I had was the person was absolutely hammered. I mean, it was on Facebook post. It was been last summer. So 40 open beer cans in the car, stuff like that. Just absolutely, there's no need to do a test on them. Just like, you know, okay. So we have had the occasion to have to call ICE to run people's, like they'll have passport cards usually. We can't run them. They can. Okay, so well, they also know, you know, through their normal course of their duties, like the people that surrendered at the border, you know, during the last administration, they have records of all that. So when they were, you know, taken in, so they know who came in or whatever, and who was with them and stuff like that. So they have access to that information. That's helpful, and it's helpful for us because we can't even do charges on somebody when they're out here driving drunk, driving without a license, whatever they're doing. So we have to have at least, because you can't charge somebody with no information. So that leads us to have to deal with ICE. We've had it's been three people that they wanted us to detain. So we did that. And it's 100% lawful and all that stuff. I know there's, you know, political opinions on both sides or whatever. Our job is just to enforce the law. So that's all we're doing. So we are doing this program I'm about to tell you about already, with no compensation or anything like that, because it's the law and it's the right thing to do. Let's see, one, two, three. There's been a total of 4. 2 they pitch back, I think, because there's yeah. So they have policies and stuff like that, just like police. You know, they have discretion. We have discretion. Sometimes it's a mandatory arrest. Sometimes, you know, you can get by with a warning or whatever. So, you know, 2 they have taken and potentially deported, 2 catch and release because of extenuating circumstances or current policies or political pressure or whatever the case may be. We don't care about any of that. It's kind of like, you know, if we arrest somebody and we take them to jail, they go to court. What happens at court happens at court. That's not our job. So our job is just to do the enforcement aspect. So that was the dramatic build-up to this program. So they call it a 287. I'm assuming that's a federal subsection of a new law that was passed. This program has been around for a very long time. I did not know about it. I don't think many people do. I did some checking right before council just to see like how many people were involved in it or how you know, extensive the program is. There are 4, according to the AI search I did, there's 4 pending applications nationwide. Okay, well, there's a lot of money that was dumped into this program, and all they're basically doing is asking you to just sign an MOU, a memorandum of understanding, to just cooperate with them. We're already doing it, you know, without the paperwork. There's there's nothing really in the memorandum of understanding that is, sticks out to me to be like a liability. You guys are welcome to read it. I print a copy for everyone in the room. It would have been like 140 pages, so I didn't do that. But this is a standard template that agencies can adopt. So if we would get in the program or just sign an MOU, it really costs us nothing to do. It's basically just declaring, hey, we're gonna work with you. And we're not gonna wear ice, we're not gonna put ice on the car, we're not gonna go to, the far corners of any county or whatever to go get involved. There are 3 different programs. This program, one is like the jails, so it's like, and whatever, and they help with people that come into their jail, and then if they cooperate with ICE or whatever, then they're compensated for that. The other one is a warrant task force. If we're not interested in doing that, the mayor is not interested in doing that, because that would be more of like targeted enforcement, probably not in Pleasantville. That would be the suiting up and going and kicking down doors and stuff like that. That would be fun 20 years ago for me. I'm right on it. That would be fun for him, but no. The third program, which one we're interested in, they call it task force. And all it basically is your cooperating program. You operate under your own authority, your own uniforms, your own cars, your own jurisdiction. You do your job. You have an occasion to encounter someone who is here unlawfully. We just now have access to their system to run people, so we can get information about them, we can determine their status, and then basically we just kind of work with their supervisor, as we kind of already do, when we call in on the phone, talk to them, and say, hey, this is the situation that we got, we need help trying to figure out, is this a fugitive, whatever. Sometimes it involves pictures and, photo recognition, whatever. If they don't have any kind of ID, lots of times they do have an ID, but it's from a foreign country that we can't run. So we basically just take direction from them. If they say, yeah, hold them, then we hold them. And it's an hour and a half wait, for them to come up here. The only difference in this case would be, we could probably immediately just arrest them, take them to Fairfield County, and then they could at their leisure come get them.
Do we charge them under, I know I think we have to charge them under ORC. Would we still charge them under ORC to take
Most
them to
likely what
hold
we
them?
would do is we would charge for whatever we were dealing with them for, under state law,
Which
They
is
would
o-
they would go to the jail, and then
Yeah.
they would just be plucked out of the jail,
Yeah,
probably never go to court.
but basically under ORC.
Yeah,
I just know it
If we do the
costs
charging.
us if it's under our,
If it's
Correct.
under basic code, yes.
yeah, yeah,
we're not gonna do that, yeah, so.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, and they're probably never going to have the occasion to generate the overnight expense or whatever, because they're probably going to be collected.
Right,
I do believe Fairfield County does already, lease beds to them anyway.
Participate
So that
anyway.
person will probably just go there and stay there for a period of time until they do whatever they do.
Yeah.
Even if we don't charge them, we'll hold them.
Yeah.
yeah.
Be like a transparent.
So on this page, so just to give you an idea, like I said, whether it's true or not, I don't know. I just did a artificial intelligence, Google search basically, and it says currently there's only 4 agencies applying for the program currently. So this, like I said, this is an old program, but it was massively infused with money that I had no idea of. We learned about it in our last encounter with them. They're like, hey, why are you guys doing this for free? Because of the big beautiful bill. They dumped in, what was it, 14, yeah, right here, 14 billion got dumped into this program. And then there are other funding streams that go into that too. There's a 3.5 billion out of DOJ and another 90 million out of a FEMA thing. So there's 14 billion, 3.5 billion, and 90 million all going towards this. And they don't have hardly anybody cooperating with them or signing on to this program. It's a very little known program, and you're not allowed to go out and go to the media and say, hey, we just part, whatever. It's kind of like on the QT or whatever you want to say, download, whatever. But I saw that if you read that whole thing, which is boring. They don't really want you just going out and blabbing about it. They want you to partner with them, just work with them, and just kind of do your thing, and then they'll fund you. So what is appealing to us? Okay, here's the part that's appealing to us. You can just kind of pass this around if you want. But they will do up to, where it go, $100,000 per officer or something like that. No, $100,000 for for new vehicles, $7,500 for equipment, and they will cover, now this, you have to get in the program first, so this is a two-step process, so you have to be a member. And then you get the funding that's available under the Big Beautiful Bill Act, or whatever. So that MOU comes first, we do that, we turn it in, they approve it, once they approve it, then we get put into the funding part. And so they will fully fund officers, full-time officers, which is crazy. I mean, usually you have to fight tooth and nail for grant money for that sort of thing. And they fully recognize that you're not out there 24/7 doing nice stuff. They want you to just go do your job, and if you encounter a situation where it's an ice-related matter, help them out, that's it. And so it's like, that is easy enough because we're already doing it for free. So you guys are free to pass all this around, but I did an AI overview, the 14 pages becomes 3.
I'll just get it from you later. I can
Okay.
Give it to council.
The big one that's got the pink highlight, that's kind of the one that kind of summarizes the points, but apparently there are local, I don't want to say local, but Ohio examples. King knows someone that works, what's her name?
So
It doesn't matter, but,
both agents, Yarman, they're a couple, they're married, they work out in the Columbus area. I trained with both of them in Brazil, New Jersey, and Ohio. And they had talked about them on this program. I guess they got like 2 new cars and 2 new full-time officers fully funded. So
Yeah.
just like that.
so, I think I would be like remiss if I didn't bring this to you, you know, it's my job to protect the department, protect the village, whatever. This may be a way to like help, you know, increase staffing, maybe get some of the aging vehicles replaced, which, you know, we're not in a bad way for vehicles, but still, you know, it's kind of, there's an opportunity and we're gonna do it anyway, then, and I'm fine if you guys need to have, you know, somebody legally review it or whatever, but that is a template off of their website, that everybody pretty much uses. You are allowed to tweak it, so if you don't like it, you can redo it however you want to, but then it's gotta go to their legal, and that's probably going to, I didn't see anything that stood out.
So
It looked
basically,
alarming.
after you take the training, it talks about, that's when they start funding it?
So if you read that whole thing, they're gonna tell you in that application that that's the MOU, that's the do with funding, because if you read through that whole thing, it will say, this has nothing to do with funding. It's the other bill that they just passed the money into it. That, and actually, if you look at the date at the bottom of that contract or whatever,
Uh-huh.
I guess the bill got finally passed after that update anyway, and that's when the money came into play. So basically, that's basically the first step. That's kind of, consider that an application.
Okay.
You put it in, that's the only way I can think to simplify it. That's basically the application saying, hey, yeah, we'll work with you, and you do have a 90-day out. I mean, what are we gonna do? We're just gonna, what, not call ICE, you know, or whatever. I mean, it doesn't happen that frequently, and you know that. So if we want out, we're really doing nothing. We're just gonna send them a piece of paper and say, hey, in 90 days we quit, you know, or whatever, but it really changes nothing for us. It's not like we're reporting for duty on the west side of Columbus every day. It's nothing like that.
We wouldn't be a targeting enforcement agency, we'd just basically be responding to things that happen to us. So we're not out there hunting for illegals. We're
Yeah.
doing our job here. If we happen to run into it, we have an incentive to do, or to help them with their job. That is it.
And most likely, I would say they would probably, you know, we might do like a mutual aid to somebody in Fairfield County or whatever, because we would have access to that database or whatever, just to help them speed along their process. I could see that maybe happening, but we would do that anyway. Because we normally help out our law or whoever.
Well, and if we're pulling these people over there, they're already doing something that was,
Yeah. So anyway, all I'm really, sorry, I'm completely lost track of what I'm doing, but, so that's the lengthy explanation of that. I'm happy to answer any questions to the best of my knowledge if you have any more, but that's the summarized, lengthy summarized version, of it. So I was just seeing if you guys would approve me executing that standard MOU so we can kind of like basically put it in the pipeline. And then if we feel like we don't like that, you know, or maybe they say, sorry, the money's gone, you know, or that kind of thing, then we can say, okay, well, you know, we'll either at that point continue to participate for free, or we will, you know, give them a 90-day notice.
this says that it will reimburse annual salary and benefits for each eligible trained officer. It doesn't even look like it puts a cap on it.
Yeah,
That's correct.
That's correct.
These are people in big agencies, not small departments.
Yeah.
So procedurally, is that something we have to come back with a resolution?
So what
Or-
our council typically does is you guys can pass anything by a table vote, and that would authorize Nick or whoever you want to sign it. And that would give him full authority. We would then follow up with a resolution just so we have a piece of paper to attach with that.
Gotcha.
And that would just come back to the next meeting to actually pass, knowing that we passed it, gave him the verbal okay the month
Which was
before.
my follow-up, then, does
Yeah.
that delay us a month, or?
Yeah.
So, okay, so we can.
Yeah, that's typically how we handle stuff.
And usually you guys can, I know in our township, because I'm also a township fire chief, they'll have something like this come up, and they'll basically do a roll call vote
Can I pass this?
passing it, and then later the clerk will type it up,
Mhm.
out of the minutes of what you guys said, and then you just sign it for you at the next meeting.
Yep.
Right.
Sometimes they deputize somebody to drive around to everybody's house and have them sign, if it's an urgent thing. I don't know if you guys do that or not, but anyway, I don't know that it's like entirely urgent, but it's kind of one of those things where it's like, this is a program that's going on right now, and every time much money's there. I don't know that we should delay if we really don't have a reason to, but if you want to, that's up to you.
I think that you have access to actually ID the person. I also think if it has anything to do with criminal, I'm pulling somebody over and they're a criminal.
Right.
I want you to be able to ID them and figure out who they are and get them off the street.
Right.
And if it's delayed, you know what I mean? And if they're gonna cover that, we're not leaving you know what I mean, and what we're doing.
So the.
But because in all honesty, I know there's two sides to the political perspective, but some of the side is if they're trafficking drugs or doing something illegal, then they're doing something illegal. Like, it's kinda,
So the last one, just a very quick example, it was just me making a traffic stop. It started out as speeding, 53 and 35 zone, and then it kind of escalated to the no license, and then the car doesn't belong to you. There's no legal people in the vehicle whatsoever. It's Ecuador and
Salvador.
Salvador and Honduras, or whatever. So we call them in, and they're like, yeah, we hold both of them, and then so that one traffic stop, which would normally be 10 minutes, was 4 hours. And that would have probably been reduced to probably 30 minutes, probably to figure out what's going on. And then even if we had to package that person up and drive them to Columbus, which we wouldn't, that'd probably be Franklin County Jail, but let's just say it was Columbus, that's 40 minutes. So
Yeah.
we would be done in an hour and on our way back, instead of
Right.
4 hours sitting there waiting for them to come to us.
yeah. And I would dare say if they're here trying to do the right thing, there'd be something that you could ID off of or something that,
Right.
yeah.
So, I guess I'll just stretch this out, and if you guys wanna do a vote or whatever you guys wanna do, it's up to you. We'll be outfitting car 2 with a computer, internet access, and a radar unit, because, we're gonna try to use that as the part-time officer's vehicle. It's the one that's parked out here at the store. Our told agreement contract began, and then with that agreement, we're gonna be basically operating under our own authority anyway. So qualified immunity is gonna apply to us. If we're doing our job in good faith, we're good, legally. And so all we would really be doing is just finding out, okay, if they're here, unlawfully, then we're just gonna hold them and or transport, and that's basically what we're doing, is what we would be agreed to do. So, I'll come back over to you unless there's
Okay.
questions or however you guys handle that from this
Okay.
point. I know it's a formal thing, so.
All right, I'll let them finish reading, that way everyone has time.
Yeah, and I'm happy to answer any follow-up questions that you have if I know.
One thing, while we're on the police, people say a lot of things, and I've, over the years, always said the buck stops with me because I'm the one in charge. So when mistakes are made, it's my mistake. I'm the one that gets to own it. So the officers work very hard on all their different cases. They spend a lot of time doing some things. And we recently had a case that got messed up. It was a DUI case that the Officer King put, 4+ hours into. So I just want to publicly apologize to you. That failure's mine at the end of the day. You did nothing wrong on that. I think I even tried to ruffle your feathers with that one because when it first came back, again, I apologize for that. And there's no excuses. because I should know, I should read better, I should be more thoughtful through my process. But what happened was, there was a DUI case, he done everything, he sent it out to the state. The state sent back a letter saying that there was no alcohol. I did not read it thoroughly, I did not do my due diligence. He was also waiting on drug to come back, and they're probably, and we don't have it back, and they're probably going to test positive for the drugs, because that's what he really was after. I went ahead and forwarded that to the attorney, we dismissed the case. So he done everything he could. It was a good stop. I messed it up. So I publicly apologize for 100% of that blame. You can yell at me later. I'll take it. But I just think that's important whenever we have a failure like that, especially from my level, that I acknowledge it and publicly apologize for it. Mhm. All right. Has everyone had a chance to read that contract? No? Okay.
So do all the DUIs go through the state ORC stuff? Is that how we
No. So
process it? 'Cause
first,
I thought that we had to send any violent or,
so any first-time DUI or
Okay.
DUI that, if it's their first time in
For 3 years.
Or six.
6 years, yeah.
okay,
I'm allowed to hear, and it's an M1,
okay.
and we're allowed to hear it in mayor's court.
Oh, and do they just not go to jail for an M1?
I can put them in jail for up to 6 months, because it would be an M1 no matter what, unless it's fifth or, whatever.
But is that, if we don't file it, I'm just asking
Yeah.
questions. If we don't file it under ORC, then do we have an agreement with the jail to hold them with the payment? Because I thought for them to hold them, we had to file it under ORC, had to have an
So
agreement
if
with them.
If they're going to arrest the individual that night, they will do ORC, because basically, if we know
Okay.
they're going to go to
Just
jail that
asking.
night,
Yeah, yeah.
but if it's just a standard DUI first time, someone's going to pick you up, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
honest mistake, they'll, under Ohio Basic Code, and it'll come to me.
Okay.
I'm not sending people to jail. I mean,
Yeah,
that's not my
I'm
call.
just- Yeah, I'm just asking.
But we also have, council passed an ordinance to where if someone gets sent to the jail, they have to reimburse the bill
Yeah.
for the jail time, if we get
Okay.
charged.
Okay, okay. And then we have whatever agreement with the jail, and then
Yes.
they charge us or whatever?
Yes, yep. Yeah, and that's standard, but basically, we all work under, if we know they're gonna go to jail or there's a chance, just ORC, it's
Okay.
cleaner, it's easier.
Yeah.
But again, people make mistakes, you know, drinking and driving is a major mistake, but it's a mistake, first time. You know, hopefully they're not gonna go to jail, and we've never sent anyone to jail through mayor's court yet.
Didn't it just become a felony too or something? Didn't just something pass that an OMVI is now a?
They're working on, I think it might be for a second offense.
Yeah.
But they are
Okay.
trying to bump up.
Yeah,
the,
because I thought I'd read that like, it's
Yeah.
just across the board now, like something was changing.
They're trying to nail it. It's
Yeah.
become a big problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, my questions are over.
No, that's fine. So, and I'm not trying to rush you. Are you done? Or if not, we'll move on and we'll come back. Or,
I think
mean,
it's
I,
fast enough.
I
Yeah.
want significantly more time with that than 5 minutes,
okay,
Yeah.
so.
okay, no, that's fine. All right, we'll just keep moving on and we'll come back to that. Old business, water tower refurbishment, we have a resolution here to approve engineering on that. So we'll be, talking about that probably more next month. Property tax, we touched base on that. Again, we just have our levies, that are up this year. We did start e-citations for mayor's court, so instead of paper, it's electronically. It's saving retyping, so officer puts everything into their system. I'm not saying it's easier on you guys, but big picture, once they hit send, it comes over to Sam's computer and she don't have to retype the same information. And everything is saved digitally, and we get their driving records and stuff like that. And it's been working fairly well. We're still working out some bugs. But you guys approved the software upgrade for that, which was $500. So, but it should save it for the tickets that we write.
Oh, may I comment? Sam, I did
Hi.
not respond because I never received anything. I didn't receive a text, a call, an email,
Oh, okay,
nothing,
okay,
so. That's
Okay.
why I didn't respond.
okay. So did you get my message about tonight?
That one, I did. I
Okay.
didn't respond, I was at a conference.
That's okay.
Sorry.
So I think I figured out that I had a different number. You got the one last night, that's what I have saved moving forward.
Yes, I got the
Okay.
one today.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, then we're good.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, any other old business before we move on? All right, we'll go ahead and move to new business. So there's some council training that is coming up, and Scott suggested we bring it back to the table. It's the Ohio Municipal League, which we're a member of, for newly elected council members. It's Saturday, February 21st, and Saturday, March 7th. It's $125 per person, which the council could approve the village to pay for any newly elected council members that want to take that training. And when I say newly, if you've never taken it, you can still take that, is the way it's always been described to me. It's just you can't take it more than once for this training. So does council have any interest of sending anyone? And I would need a vote to approve the authorization of $125 per person.
And if
That's-
anybody's attending the February 21st deadline to register and pay is tomorrow, which I can do online for you.
Yeah.
I would have to know before tomorrow if you're doing the February. I think the other one's in Independence, which is up north. The one on the 21st is in Lewis Center. So it's relatively close.
Has anyone here done that previously?
No, not that I'm aware of. The village has never paid for that training through OML.
Do they only do these 3 dates for the entire year?
Yes.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of training out there, but it's very.
Yeah, because
it's-
typically council's elected at the beginning of every year. So they offer the training for newly elected council members at the beginning of the year because you're just coming into council. So they don't do that all year long. You know what I mean?
They're just like mayor's court training I have to do every year. They only do 4 of them a year, and that's for the entire state of Ohio. And that's every attorney, every mayor, well, not every, but everyone that participates in it has to take that training, and they do 4 of them.
I mean, it sounds like something could benefit us to have
Okay.
some representation there. I mean, it's a long day.
Yeah, I mean, this is you guys giving up your time. You guys can't be compensated for it, but we'll cover the cost of the class is
Right.
how it would typically work in my mind.
And you get lunch.
Well, you get a lunch out of it, yeah.
I mean.
It's probably
that's
a
right?
box cold cut sandwich.
I'm
but-
just saying, listen.
Yes, it
it's
is.
still lunch.
Yeah.
Because that's what they serve you at mayor's court training, is a
Right.
cold cut sandwich.
That's what the.
I mean, I think I'm available the 21st, if not.
Okay. Well, I guess, do we want to go ahead and make a motion to cover the cost for any council member that wants to attend at $125 per person? That way,
Yeah, I'll make a motion.
okay.
Okay, so Michelle.
Michelle made the motion,
And we've got that in the budget, it'd be, okay.
Yep.
her cost
second by Katie.
of attending. Okay.
All in favor,
Second,
or,
Katie,
sorry, roll call.
second,
It's not Lions Club.
I know.
Yeah, got it. President Dumont,
Yes.
Councilman Henry,
Yes.
Councilman Harris,
Yes.
Councilman Snyder,
Yes.
Councilman Van Dyke.
Yes.
Just if you want the 21st one, let her know either you leave tonight or first thing tomorrow. If it's one of the other ones, let her know funding has been approved. In your packet, in your yellow sheet, you should have the updated water and sewer rates. So each year, rates go up 3% based on an ordinance years ago. And so we always just share with everyone what they are. I would say any questions, there's no questions on it, it is what it is.
We've only had like, what, 5 complaints so far already?
Yeah, anytime it goes, because we have people that always use the minimum, so any change, they notice. But it's a 3% on the water is what we control, but the sewer does the same thing, and it's just to keep up with cost. You know, really, our costs are going up between 5 to 8% each year, and we're only going back and trying to recoup 3%. And then about every, 5 years, we just look at it and see if we need to do any major adjustment. Next training is Sunshine Law training for new council members. It's 5 parts on there. This used to be an in-person class, so what council would do is they would designate Sam or Penny to take the class for them. But because now it's an online training class, I suggest to council to not do that and take your time and do this. It'll, you know.
It's 3 hours.
It's 3 hours total. One, Sunshine Law is very important. You know, people should know that are sitting around this table. A lot of it's common sense once you've been in government, but if you've never been in government, it's, you know, you don't have common sense. If you want Sam or Penny to take it for you, you have to do that here at this meeting, and then we have to approve it. There's no deadline to really do this. You need to do it within your 4-year term at some point. But it's easier to just go ahead and get it out of the way, so we always bring it up whenever we have a new election. It is a requirement for our insurance, it's a requirement by the state law. If you don't take it, no one's gonna come arrest you. I mean, it's not that, but it is on the books that all newly elected members should be taking this, or their designee.
We can take this to our insurance company.
What do you mean? Why would we take it through them when we?
Like, I mean, like, I wonder if they offer it, we wouldn't have to pay for it.
You don't have to pay for it.
No, these are free.
Pay for it?
Yeah,
No,
no,
it's
these are
free
free,
through
yeah.
the-
And it probably wouldn't, like, sometimes our insurance company offers stuff, but it's not state certified,
Right.
but it's called the same thing.
Okay.
But this one is through
So it's
the,
not like you have to assign this to us, we can just go do it and they'll
I
probably
can
have,
send you the link.
okay,
Yeah.
they'll have a
I mean, I might
certificate.
have to put you in there. I
Gotcha.
have an OAG account for other things, but like I might have to put you in there.
Okay.
But then I literally send you, you go out, you grab the courses, you put them in your cart, you check out, you take them at will. Once you start them, you have to take it. Like you can't start it today and come back tomorrow. So you have to
Oh,
allot the
it's gotta
time.
be
But
in one
you don't
shot.
have to do all 3 hours. That's why I put the time frames of each module in there.
So you can do it part by part?
You can
Yes.
do part 1 today, you can do part
Okay.
2
Yep.
tomorrow. I read about it. Like, when I did the class the last time, it was a lady talking.
Yeah, last time I had was 20 years ago and it was in person.
Yeah, it was
and-
awful. I did it in the office and went and talked to Penny, I'm not gonna lie. Only because I knew the stuff I'd already done it. I mean, I wasn't like not,
you guys should be
but-
able to teach a class, because you've taken it for how many years for
Yeah.
council,
great.
so.
So, it is super interesting. Parts of it are, the first 2 parts are kind of like, I'm not gonna lie, they're boring. But the other 3 parts are really,
And it's just for it's just who all has to do sunshine.
Anyone that's newly elected,
mhm.
so, yes, you are,
Yeah, you are.
yes,
Oh,
you and Bob,
newly elected.
yes.
Got it.
Every 4 years, so like even me,
So I'm newly elected now.
What
You
what about,
are.
what about newly
I think I
appointed?
took it for you
newly
last
appointed,
time.
same way, yes.
When you
Yeah.
got on council the last time, I took the class for you, Nate,
Yeah.
somebody else.
So do
whatever.
I need to take it?
No, me, you, and.
Gee.
I have to take
Katie
it next
said-
Nate
month.
had to do it.
Next
Katie's
election.
Yeah.
Katie's,
She's safe.
Me
No,
and
wait.
Katie's safe.
No,
Is
because she was
Katie safe?
appointed after you guys took the training,
Yeah.
so that doesn't count.
Katie's not safe.
Katie's
The
not.
only one safe at the table is Michelle.
Yeah, so it's Michelle and I.
So
Uh-huh.
can,
Oh, because she
can,
took Nate's
as
place.
we
She
appoint,
did.
so can one of you do it for all of us?
All of it, yes.
But I highly suggest, since it's not an in-person class and you do it at your own pace, because it is very important.
You can send it to me, I'll be all right.
I mean, I would gladly take it. I asked Jason if I could anyway, just because I think it's
Yeah, but
nice to refresh.
if it's
you know what I
free,
mean?
I mean,
Yeah.
Plus, I can actually print this as compared to the lady talking, you know what I mean?
So
Like,
can I take it if I want to take it?
Yes,
absolutely.
yep,
Yeah.
it's a course available at any time.
Send it out to everybody if you want, absolutely. And when you're done, it pops up like a little certificate and you can forward it to me and I hit print, put it in your file. That's it. So,
Okay.
just send it to everybody?
Just send it to everybody.
Okay.
And if you get to a point that you're just like, I can't do this, don't have time, then we can appoint someone to take it for you.
Okay.
We just have to know it, that way they can
Well, yeah, if
document.
one of us take it then.
You're the safe one, you can take for everybody.
Yeah, but you can even do that, you can say Scott's taking it for, I mean, that's, the appointment allows you to do that.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
whoever ends up on it.
Yeah,
It probably is good that we all take it,
yes, because,
but then I'd have to retake it in a couple of years.
yes. I haven't taken
I
it for
mean,
a
I have
while.
a book if you want to be refreshed.
Nah,
We
just-
keep a
Just
binder
put
over
us
there.
all on there, I could
but
probably.
I mean, like I said,
It
it's-
probably would
I
be.
haven't had it forever either.
the
I'm gonna
first
take it.
2
Yeah.
parts are kind of droll, but the last 3 parts are, I mean, I think it's interesting.
I probably haven't had it for 6 or 8 years, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
sounds like you should have appointed you every other year then.
Taking turns?
Yeah.
Well, I did
Well,
the
she did
last time.
So I was gonna do it this
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
so I would be, and then he said he wanted everybody to come in and do it. But
Maybe we should all get together and take it together.
We can do
We'll just
that.
all
Make
get
it-
order
here
lunch.
A pizza party
Take
on Saturday.
it together.
There's a big screen right behind you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all right. We'll move on to Resolution 2/12/2601. It's an engineering contract for the water tower. So again, this goes back to our water tower mess. I got a quote from what it would cost to, for the engineering service, the bidding process, cradle to grave, hand holding through our engineer's office. So it is quoted at $40,000, which we have the funds for. So there's a resolution to allow the fiscal officer and mayor to enter into the agreement.
This is an add-on to the existing contract from the initial project.
Well, because the
Because
initial.
Fernandez did the original engineering.
Yes.
Okay.
But it has to be re-engineered because some stuff was done, some
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
wasn't done right.
Gotcha.
I'll give you all my copies, so
Okay.
you can have it in keepers.
So do you hear a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Michelle, Michelle, Katie second.
Hey, I never get a second.
You gotta be quick anymore with Katie.
Katie used to never talk, now all
Yeah,
of a
now
sudden
she's
she's
Yeah.
all about it. Second every motion.
She's been doing it long enough now, she's got it down.
She can get a word in edgewise now.
Roll call.
President Moore,
Yes.
Councilman Henry,
Yes.
Councilman Pangborn,
Yes.
Councilwoman Harrier,
Yes.
Councilman Snyder,
Yes.
Councilwoman Van Dyke.
Yes.
Okay. Resolution 212-2602, and it's for the supplemental appropriations. And it's for $1,000 for repairs and maintenance of buildings and lands for 100 North Main Street, the old grocery store. So just increasing that budget line for the additional work we're gonna be doing, or have been doing. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make.
I'll second.
Seconded by
Caught her off
Scott.
guard.
Who did the motion? We got the
Courtney.
second. Courtney? They're gonna fight over it now.
Now that I called it out.
That was funny.
It's getting late, everyone gets slap happy.
Look, I looked up and all three of them are watching you.
They're like, wait till
That
the
was
end of
the
that
best.
word.
Well, so I'm gonna put my pay raise in here next, so keep up that momentum.
Oh, that's funny. Oh.
Roll call on that.
I didn't do it?
No.
I thought I did it. Nope. Oh. President Jamal?
Yes.
Councilwoman Henry?
Yes.
Councilman Pangborn?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harrier?
Yes.
Councilman Snyder?
Yes.
Councilman Van Dyke?
Yes.
Sorry, I thought I did that. Sorry.
The next resolution, I think there was an error on it.
There is, Courtney brought it to my attention, it should say to ABC, the one you're going to sign is corrected. Thank you.
love.
That started my whole quarter bin with errors that I had $1 already.
All right, resolution 02-12-2603. This is our ABC contract for IT support services. It went up from 375 to
475?
475.
I don't know, you all have it.
I know. Here it is, sorry. 485 per month, and that is for full support on our server with unlimited tickets and full service devices that are supported unlimited tickets. And then anything above that that's not supported is $125 an hour. So we usually spend about $1,000 on that piece throughout the year. There's an additional support contract for that, but it's more than what we normally spend, so we just stick with the hourly rate. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Katie made the motion. Seconded by
I'll second.
Courtney, second.
I got my one in for the night. I'm good.
President Jamal?
Yes.
Councilman Henry?
Yes.
Councilman Pangborn?
Yes.
Councilman Harrier?
Yes.
Councilman Snyder?
Yes.
Councilman Van Dyke?
Yes.
All right.
All right, procedural question, just out of curiosity. If you do vote no, do you sign when it comes around? The approval that we're signing, like?
You can choose not to sign it. You can choose to sign it. I mean,
Okay.
to me, it wouldn't make sense if you voted no.
Right, I just
thing,
didn't know
yeah.
what the process was. so-
Yeah. So it'd be like me, you approve something and I,
Would it be the same if you abstain as well?
abstaining is
I think you would
different.
not sign it.
I would assume so too, but again, I'm not gonna tell a council member what they can or can't do. If they wanna sign it, like.
I just didn't know if there was like a standard.
Yeah. Not that I'm aware of,
Okay,
so,
thanks for entertaining my,
no, not a problem.
little
Because
brain.
if I would
Sunshine
have,
law might tell us.
yeah, sunshine law might tell you.
That's true, I haven't had that training
Yeah.
yet, so.
Then you come back and educate me.
Thank you.
Nice
Alright.
catch.
So next is the local waste trash service. So everyone has a copy of the contract in there. So let me explain how this works. Many moons ago, when we first started doing an actual contract for this, and went away from whoever wanted to do it could come in here and charge whatever price, we partnered with the Village of Carroll. So the Village of Carroll owns the contract, and we're a writer on the contract, meaning we don't have any say in this contract whatsoever. It's just, they allow us to
Other than
perform.
accept it or break it?
What's that?
Other than accept it or
Yeah.
walk away from it?
Yeah, so this is their contract. Now, I don't care how we do it, one way or the other. We can go out and do our own contract. From past experiences, my experiences, with doing this, the guy who owns Local Waste, who has this contract, is from Carroll. He guarantees he's not losing that Carroll contract if he has to lose money to keep it. Pleasantville gives him the extra population to do it, because Carroll only has 300 and some people, where we have almost 1,000. We have 400 and some houses where they only have 200 and some houses. So we have the bigger population to where he can make more money on the lower cost. And he likes that option. So that's why we've stuck with it, because we always get a good price. Now, Carroll, on this current contract, it expires September 30th, 2026, but allows them to extend it for 3 years out to 2029. If they choose to do it, we have nothing to do, other than say that we extend it with them. We would have to do that. If they go to rebid it, we can, again, I've asked them to allow us to be a writer. Come back and say no, because again, different council, different mayor, different opinions. They're gonna take it to their council, see, but I figured we might as well start talking about this now versus when it's due, and then all of a sudden, worst case scenario, Carol says you guys are on your own and we're not even prepared. So this is their contract. Just think about, do you think you want to do your own contract? Meaning, we would put it out for bid, we would do it, we would be responsible for it. We would have more control, yes, but there's been nothing wrong with the way that we currently are doing it. There's no sense in reinventing the wheel if it's rolling, right? There are always complaints about any contractor when it comes to trash pickup.
They seem to be pretty good about answering those when people start complaining though, like.
Yes, they're very responsive
Yeah.
to things, and like, I get a lot of complaints that they didn't pick up my trash and I put it out. And I have a contact that's separate from their customer service, and I call them up and they'll just tell me, what's the address, put it in there, they didn't pay. Well, I paid online that morning. Well, you gotta remember, they do their drive sheets, and I paid that morning, you're not on their drive sheet. So it's just like water.
And they'll take anything.
Yes, yeah, and so it's like, people are complaining when it's really not their fault, Now
There
there has.
are some rules, like the couches over here are left
Yeah.
because they didn't wrap them.
Yes.
Right.
And that,
Yeah,
Yes.
all the rules will take anything.
yes, well, and they will, they'll take anything. They've never rejected anything as long as you follow proper procedure.
Right.
Even if they have to, I know I called one time and needed something picked up and they sent out a special truck. I didn't get charged extra. It just, they knew they
Lancaster
had a lot
charges
that
extra
day,
for
yeah.
that service. So,
And I wasn't even mayor then. I mean, that wasn't because of me being the mayor and me having a special contact. That was customer service. They don't know, I was on council at the time, but they don't know who I am from anyone else. And, they sent out a special truck just to make sure the truck didn't get full quicker to interrupt their route. So, in my opinion, yes, everyone's gonna have flaws, but they've been very responsive and very helpful in trying to do the best they can, and they're cheap, because $20 a month minimum, 10% discount if you're a senior, plus, if you get their receptacle. Penny, you pay $150 versus our trash prices are everywhere.
I paid 120 something when I lived in Columbus.
Yeah.
And they sponsor the festival.
And they sponsor the festival, yes. But the main thing is, I think they do well. So,
Yeah.
again, this is just another, like, property taxes. It's coming up, we need to start talking about it. So in case Carol does something, we're ready to roll with it.
Was there some kind of change that they X'd out number 3 about the
Yeah.
approved land? Do they obviously go outside of Coshocton, Fairfield, Licking, Berry?
They do on occasion. When they wrote this contract,
They weren't.
they weren't always going to one of them because of better rates, basically. So,
I'm of a mind, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
well, I am too. And again, now there may be people who think that they're the worst trash service and we need a change, but overall, yes, you may have a bad, it is what it is. But overall, they do a decent job, and no matter what trash collection service we have in here, they're gonna mess up at some point. They're going to do something that we don't like.
Your garbage can's gonna get knocked over, and it's
Yes.
gonna be a terrible thing.
Yeah, most of the time, if they knock it over and break something, they'll replace it.
You rent their can and
Yeah.
they might handle it a little better.
Well, I rent their
They
can.
don't, but they'll
Yeah.
replace it.
Yeah.
They've broke
They're quick
mine.
to, yeah, they're quick to replace
Yeah, they
them.
broke mine, and then I call and,
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
like, my can's broke, and they bring me another.
It's got their name on it. I mean, they don't want,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just call them.
Yeah.
She's like, well, mine's broke.
They rip the wheels off of it, and they rip the metal thing that lifts it up.
Yeah, they'll replace it if you tell them.
So next is ordinance number 212-2601. So this right here, we're cleaning up some language from things that we've done on our police ordinance. When we first established the police department, we've added a full-time officer, which the ordinance didn't reflect that, but we voted last month to do it. So this is where we're gonna go through and officially do it. So this right here is amending, there's two ordinances with it, because we've already amended this paragraph once. So we're doing it again. So we're amending the original ordinance, and then the ordinance that amended that, which established the police department. And basically, what we're adding to it is we're adding one full-time police officer and one part-time armed bailiff for my mayor's court. So those are the two positions that we are adding to the language. Any questions on that? All right, do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion. I'll second it.
All right. Michelle made the motion, Corey second.
Motion, Michelle. Corey, second. Okay. President Dumont,
Yes.
Councilwoman Henry, sorry,
Yes,
sorry,
Harry?
sorry. Councilman Payborn,
Yes.
Councilwoman Harrier,
Yes.
Councilwoman Snyder.
Yes.
Councilman Van Dyke. I'm sorry, these names are new and it's hard because I had a pattern with
I
the
know.
old.
I'm in a different place.
You are in a different place and I did it like how you were.
Talk, the longer we'll be here and the more tired I get.
Just do it alphabetically.
We need dinner yet. We need to hurry up. I gotta go to the
And Corey's
bathroom.
hungry.
I get pee.
I'm like that little kid from the Up movie.
I've been home for 10 minutes today, so.
We used to be the armed guard.
Who, what?
I
Bob's
get-
looking for
I-
a job.
I get to a point though.
To point what?
You want to be the bailiff?
Oh, I thought you said my job. I was like, all right.
All right, did we get through roll
Bob
call?
would make a
Sorry.
good one.
I did.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got off track there.
Courtney, you did say yes, right? 'Cause- Okay, thank you. I did. I said her name as I stumbled through it, and I apologize, sorry.
Okay, so this is kind of cleanup and also a change. So this is to amend rates. So when we first set up the police chief, we put him on an imaginary payroll of $200 and some a week that he didn't take. But now what we're doing is we're paying $1,000 every 2 weeks that he's taking, and we need to update that ordinance. And also, we want to discuss the amount that we need for the full-time officer that I don't have in here because this is a new conversation. So this right here is amending Resolution 111-2401, where we established the chief's pay, but obviously we need to document that. And then also adjust the rate for the full-time police officer. Currently, King makes $20 an hour. The chief has looked at other small police departments. Again, everyone pays something totally different, but I think you said between $22 and $24 an hour roughly. The outlier is Baltimore.
Our closest like-sized village, the employees, people, on a paid basis. Thornville, they're paying 22. We're currently paying 20. I don't know what Miller's is paying, but they only have their chief. And I think he's paid from the school resource officer program, so it's kind of a staff is school resource officers also, at least 50% of it. Because they have 3 full-time guys, so I'm not really sure what the school's paying them. Other than that, I don't know who I think Carol was paying similar to what we're paying, 21 or $22 an hour, if memory serves. 26. There must be something new, because when Cameron worked here, I think they were paying like $1 or $2 less, but maybe he got a raise, I don't know. So anyway, it's in that
Yeah.
22, 24,
Yeah.
26, whatever.
So is there any discussion on what we want? In my opinion, the rate needs to go up for a full-time position, I guess is what I first should say. Is council okay with that? And then also, what do we think that rate of pay should be per hour?
I think it needs to go up, and you don't want me to tell you how much it should go up.
Well, I even made a comment to chief. It's like, Michelle, and again, I'm not saying you're not worth it by any means. I look at the budget, we can only afford X.
Yes, I
Michelle will be, I mean, not that I put anything down here, but you would be decently compensated.
I feel like since we pay special duty $45 an hour, and that's almost like time and a half, that's how I think of it. I think that for me, $25 an hour seems like a fair amount of money.
Okay. Any other discussion, comments? Okay.
Especially as, Officer King has taken care of our village for a while.
I like round numbers.
That's a reasonable
Me
amount.
too.
You know, he's gonna leave here with his head swollen, right?
It already is.
So,
Well, you know, it's based on reasonable numbers, I mean, in my opinion, who
Okay.
am I, I'm just,
all right, do you wanna make a motion for that then?
yeah, I'll make a motion
I'll second.
to pay Officer King, the full-time officer, a rate of $25 per hour.
Okay. All right,
And that will start the next pay period, which actually started Monday, this past Monday. So your next check will reflect
Yes.
that.
all right. Corey made the motion, Bob second, roll call?
President Jamal,
Yes.
Councilman Henry,
Yes.
Councilman Haymore,
Yes.
Councilwoman Harriman,
Yes.
Councilman Snyder,
Yes.
Councilman Van Dyke.
Yes.
All right, that takes care of those.
I said yes.
See, I was gonna lowball you.
Huh?
Did I say your name wrong?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
you're good.
Yeah, I told him I talked to Michelle, so.
No. Yeah, I was gonna lowball you, and, you know, but I also knew how this was gonna turn
It's
out.
gonna drop it to $18 an hour.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna be
Thank
a,
God I'm here, that's all I'm gonna say.
this is another general conversation because of things that may be transpiring. Don't need approval, I just need a blessing, or like you're okay with me entertaining the idea. So, as we are aware, the Walnut Street, was in a drug bust. It's been taken back by the bank. The bank has it for sale for $95,000.
I looked at the
Yeah.
photos.
So I've had Brad reach out, we're trying to research, find out who to contact, because we want that house tore down. The county has reserved money for us if we can get permission to tear it down. If the bank comes back and says, well, if you buy it for X, what, are you guys okay with that, and what would be X look like in our mind? We would have to take out a loan, we don't have the, I wanna say we don't have cash, it's just, I don't wanna tie up our cash. Are we willing to buy a property?
What do you think they're willing to do?
I don't know, like,
Well, I bought the, Churchy property, and I only gave $10,000.
yeah, my thing is, it's only really worth what the lot is.
Yeah.
The lot is worth $34,000 according to auditor. To me, like, that would be our high max, but you would start at
Yeah.
$10,000 and you're donating the rest of the village, and you can write it off on your taxes for the bank, you know, type thing. It's a business, expense at that point. We're working on getting it condemned, so it can't be sold, but it's already on there, we're not at the condemning process, so this right here is our other avenue.
It
So,
would be a lot faster, a lot easier if we bought the property.
yes, okay, so you guys are good if Brad comes back and says, hey, they offered buying, again, whatever that X is.
What's been the option, like, when we've had lots to sell? It's typically what, Habitat, or,
So
like,
typically.
what do we think we would do with it?
So as far as a village, from my understanding, because it's a government agency, we can donate it to Habitat, like the county does. If we go to sell it, like on private, on public, we would have to bid it out. Now, what does bidding mean in real estate? I don't know, because some people take it as literal bid with a minimum, and you put it on like gov deals, and sometimes it's out there for X, and it's out there for so many days on the realtor website, and highest price wins,
Right.
you know, so.
So is there something else we could utilize it for once it's tore down for the village?
The only thing that and this is just me brainstorming, is it's just a green space close to the school that we put some benches in for people to sit waiting on their kids or something like that.
Sounds
mean-
great.
Community garden.
Yeah, I mean, it's not big enough to build anything. It
And,
would-
well,
I'm sure
parents
stuff would
sit,
grow.
parents do sit, or are
Yeah.
down there to pick up their kids, they could literally
Yeah.
sit over there to pick up.
With a
their
nice
kids.
big sign,
I
this
know,
used to be
I
a drug house and we
substituted
took
down
care of
there a
it.
couple months ago,
Yeah.
and the playground got shut down, and we actually had to go out on the other side, and there wasn't enough room
Mhm.
to let the kids have some playtime.
Yeah.
It could even be,
Yeah.
because it's so close.
Yeah.
Make it a Zen garden.
Yeah, it could even be donated to the school, maybe they put some more parking, I mean,
Yeah.
if it's
Yeah.
agency to agency, it could be donated. If it's sold, it has to be bid out, but what does that mean
Right.
exactly? But I think if there's an opportunity, if we can get it for 10 grand, county's gonna raise it for us. Like, we're really not
Yeah.
out much, and we really got rid of a drug house.
They
Yeah,
gonna take
we
down all
really-
those pine trees over there at it too?
What's that?
Take down all those pine trees on the property over there?
I would love
too?
to,
I'd
'cause
take,
those are
I'd
just,
take everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
put up some nice pretty trees, some benches,
I'll even come help.
yeah. So,
Big old fire.
So it sounds like I kinda,
Yeah, could the fire department do some training?
yes, they still do that, but they don't do it in villages because EPA doesn't
Oh.
like it, plus insurance doesn't like it, yeah.
Kinda shut that down.
Neighbor would love it.
Yeah, the neighbor would definitely love
We
that.
don't tell the EPA to throw a match.
Yeah.
My old town I lived in, they did that up the street from
Yeah.
me, and thousands of bats rolled out of the attic of that place.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, so what you're saying is like us vote on like a limit that we're willing to go to?
Are you guys okay with that? And if the bank comes back, we'll send out an email, like, this is what the
Yeah.
bank offered.
Yeah.
Are you
I
guys
think so.
Yes.
It's kinda hard to say when we don't know, and I don't even know if they're gonna come back. But once a conversation goes, quick conversation.
Yeah.
And if you
no.
guys aren't even interested, there's no sense in having it.
No,
I'm interested.
I think
Yeah.
we're
I think it'd benefit
interested.
the communities to see that.
Oh, I
thing.
do
Yes.
too, the kids, I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
drugs in our community,
Yeah.
I mean, it's,
I do know of one person.
It's just bad for the kids.
Yeah.
At $90,000,
I don't know about that price, I
Yeah.
just know that they're interested in that property.
Yeah.
that price is a lot.
Well, and I'm,
I know somebody's interested in it too, but I don't know if it's the same person.
It probably is.
my other fear is somebody gets it because it's cheap enough, and it'll be another
And that's what he
rental,
wants
and
to
it
do
won't
with it.
be, it's not a good house.
No,
So
it's
they're not
not
gonna put a lot of
good.
money in there, so we're gonna have another problem
yeah,
property.
no, call and see what you can do.
Okay, I'll have Brad work on that. So, all right. In your packet, you should have a copy of a thank you note
Oh my God, so cute.
from
It was very
a,
Abby, so Abby.
Tennessee,
yes, thanking our snow warriors. So we thought that was very cute to share. Thurston's Ham and Bean Soup Dinner at the Methodist Church is tomorrow from 4:30 to 6. Always great food at the Methodist Church. They also have their Super Bowl, oh, sorry, that was already passed.
yeah.
It was a disappointing game, so like, I don't even want to relive it.
The fish fries.
There was a game?
Oh, yeah.
So,
When do the fish fries start?
ham beans,
Which one?
dessert and soup,
They start real soon.
Yeah.
what's the price?
There's no price, it's free.
Yeah.
The ham and beans are free?
Mhm.
It's because we do a lot of things, the community really supports us when we do things like this, like our fish fries and.
Are you taking donations or anything like that?
Yeah, I think you
They'll
should
take a
probably take
donation,
it.
But it's a free dinner.
Okay.
Brenda just texted, she just got.
Oh, I was asked if there will be fried potatoes.
You're getting free beans.
Listen, I did not ask.
Oh.
My buddy asked when
I'm
he
gonna
came
know about
in.
dessert. I'm
Bring
just
some
saying.
potatoes, you probably get them fried.
And that was, he said he'd pick me up if I brought fried potatoes. I said, well, I don't know that I wanna go anyway, but.
So there you go. You guys have dinner tomorrow. Just make sure no it's
We were
right.
doing an operation while we did.
Oh,
Especially with beans, I might say that
Um,
heavy.
I can bring you beans, where you
Yeah.
gonna be?
Not scare away the drug dealers.
That's true.
Raise the roof.
Newsletter is due out, so if anyone has anything they want added, let Sam know by tomorrow. We reached out to different agencies to get some information back. We'll have our normal, and we did change the format of our newsletter, what, 2 editions ago, 1 edition ago?
2.
2, to where we done more of the 5 pages, and people really seem to like that. And it's a great way to, educate the community, give them an update on what we're doing versus when people say, I don't know what you do, because your meetings are secretive, whether or not, but it's also, we try to put it out in a newsletter type thing. So, but if you think of anything, let Sam know. It's every quarter we do it, so if you don't think of it this time, or someone that wants to put an article in there, so we do reach out to different agencies throughout the county to see, I think, Meals on Wheels or Senior Hub is what they called now. They'll be featured in one of their articles. We've done county engineer in the past with snow removal, like we try to be timely with stuff, but also get information out from different county agencies too. 211 was another one we did around Christmas time, so.
They sent me stuff too.
Did they? Good. She's really good at that. So, all right, we'll go around the table. Scott, you have anything?
No.
All right, Katie,
Can I have a new pen?
can you get a new pen? Well, there's a whole tray of them up there, but yeah. Tell Sam. She has a whole bunch, yeah.
Pen
I
for
actually
Katie.
steal them from the banks and bring in here, because bank pens, I know this is the Lions. I mean, they're not paying a lot, but they seem better than anything else you can buy,
Because
so.
they've been touched by everybody in the county.
Well, every time I go through a drive-through, I'm pulling them out, like I take them.
Other than that, no, I
Okay.
don't have nothing.
Courtney?
Well, I don't know if you guys know this, but the city has released their housing market study.
Okay.
And just in case, because we're doing the zoning update, So they have finally completed it and it was released earlier this week. So it should be on the city's website. And that's for all of Fairfield County, yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
It also does highlight the need for infill housing and,
Yeah.
so I mean, so the vacant lot, you know.
Yeah, they announced the housing need today at the meeting I was at, and
Yeah.
it's pretty large.
Yeah, there's always been a decent sized gap for Fairfield County, just because, we're not the highest growing county, but we're
Yeah.
top 10, I think, so.
They've got it's the middle
Yeah.
that they're missing.
All right, Michelle?
So are we tabling that until next?
I was gonna go
meeting?
finish a roundtable, then we'll come back to that and
Oh,
see what,
okay.
because I did forget it until we
Okay,
started going
yeah,
around.
other than that, I'm just anything to do with,
Okay,
that.
all right, Corey?
Just remember that our next event for the village is Easter with the Easter Bunny. So look at your newsletter for the dates and times.
Oh, yeah, breakfast with the bunny.
Breakfast with the Bunny, that's what it's called now. Breakfast with the Bunny.
What day is that?
March 28th.
All right, Bobby, have-
I had the flyers printed, Michael just gave them to me, but we will meet before then too, so I was gonna wait, so they didn't get lost.
all right.
Is that Saturday or?
Yeah.
It is,
Yep.
Saturday, March 28th.
All right, so let's go back to the MOU for ICE. Is there any discussion on that?
I wanna
I'm-
sit with it more, so I would want to table it,
Okay,
Yeah.
so do you want to make a motion to table it?
yes.
Okay, so Courtney made a motion,
It all on this side, so.
Yeah,
Okay.
so will we get food?
we can.
Okay.
Again, like Nick said, it's not anything urgent, but are you guys good with looking it over and then doing, after you guys have had time to look it over, do an email vote through Sam of either approving or denying?
I'm okay with that.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I'll second the motion to table it until we can review the documents thoroughly.
All right, and then.
Okay, give me a moment on that, please.
Sure.
Is that something that too had to get a legal
Why don't
counsel?
we want to send off to our solicitor for review? And then-
you think?
Corey, you second?
For a second.
Might be a lawyer look at it, just to cover all bases.
Yeah, I'm good with that, it just,
Yeah, initially, if you, what you wanna do.
I'll send a digital copy off to Brad tomorrow.
Okay.
I can't promise when he'll return, because,
Yeah.
so if we don't.
So
hear
are
back-
you gonna put a date on this tabling, like, by this date, you're coming back for it, or what do you,
How
I
much,
would say as soon as Brad returns to us, right?
well, what if Brad does not? That's the
Oh,
question,
right.
as Jason just said, he doesn't know Brad's schedule in terms of
Right.
Right.
when he could get to it.
uh,
So, I'm just asking, I'm just
Yes.
saying, you
No,
tell me.
so do
Or
you guys
at least in a
want-
formal opinion, like, you know,
Well, I'll
if
tell
he
him.
has seen something like this before, if it's, it's federal government, I don't know,
And I'll
whatever.
tell him what our deadline is. And
Yeah.
I'll text him too, just to remind him. And he'll try to get back to us as soon as possible, but we're one of many clients and we're a small client. Not that we're not important in his eyes, but.
Just
Right.
something to keep in mind on this is, again, we're not ICE agents, like, we're not out there with ICE kicking in doors looking for people. This is one if we come across somebody. And the other thing to look at, right, in the village, right, the other thing to look at is, if this does go through, the funding, the department could become a 24/7 department. It could fund, new offices.
And it's the work that you're already doing.
Yeah, you're gonna call them
You're-
and check on
the
it
people
anyway,
that are-
yeah.
The people that are being stopped because they're committing a crime.
Yes.
Which
You
we
don't
want them
even know
stopped.
who they are in the car until you actually they open
We
their.
are not head hunters, we just
Yeah.
run into things, it kind of just happens.
Well, and
very
if they're
difficult-
already
it's
doing
very
something and we
difficult
can't
because it's
identify
very-
them, you don't know the danger behind, you know what I mean? And especially if we had access, we probably know a little bit more about what's coming through our town, and there's probably more coming through here than we realize.
It's a very politically incendiary topic, so
It
you
is.
just have to be careful.
It is, but I think the way I always think about it is you're not going and searching.
No.
It's not like you're going into
That's
people's
what- that's
houses,
why-
you're not, it's they're doing something wrong, we're pulling them over, we're gonna check them anyway. And in all honesty, if they're committing a crime, I don't care if they're a citizen or not a citizen, they're committing a crime.
That's how I sort of feel about it.
Chief and I had that conversation, it was more, I don't wanna be kicking it, we don't wanna be ice kicking, not saying ice kicks indoors, but, there is a
We
stigma
don't wanna
with
be that enforcement,
But
that
we're not-
type of
yeah.
enforcement. We
But-
wanna enforce the laws that are affecting the people in our village.
But it comes with additional training, comes with additional accesses, which will just speed up the processes for everyone. So on the surface, I think it's
I sent you the,
yes,
you can forward it.
yeah, I saw that come through. So we'll get that taken care of. So do you guys want until next Friday to be able to review it, and then Sam will send out an email that is the 20th for you
Yes.
guys to.
Sounds reasonable.
Okay. That gives you the weekend and all next week.
So
If you
enough
hear
time for
back from
Courtney?
Brad in the meantime, we can
Yeah.
put that
Enough
out.
time?
Yeah, but I still want to make sure that everyone has
Since
time to
you
read it.
made the motion, so I want to make.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, I just need quiet time.
Yeah,
to
oh, for
look.
sure. Right, we've been here a long time, we talked about
All right.
Okay, so do you need a roll call now?
Yes, please.
President Dumont,
Yes.
Councilwoman Henry,
Yes?
Councilman Penguin,
Yes.
Councilman Harrier,
it. Yes.
Councilman Snyder,
Yes.
Councilwoman Van Dyke.
Yes.
Okay.
So it was Courtney and Corey?
Courtney and Corey made a motion to table for review until February 20th, and Jason's going to send it to Brad.
All right. Penny, do you have anything for us? No. Sam, you have anything for us? All right, I think that's it. Anyone else?
Don't forget Saturday's Valentine's Day.
Happy
Or your
Valentine's
Don't make a
Day.
difference to me.
It's a Hallmark holiday. It's a bunch of BS.
Just a bunch of
Don't
hard
forget
crap.
tomorrow though, it's Friday the 13th.
Yeah, and tomorrow's, yeah, that's even better.
Tomorrow's Ham and Bean Day.
Yeah. All right, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Katie made the motion, second?
Go Bob.
Scott?
I'll second it. Second by, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
We don't have Bill.
I thought we was gonna sit here and stare at each other if no one's gonna second it.
I don't care about anything else but that.
I had my one in for the day.
It's 8:57 p.m.